realized. And they formed Amotekun, which I support and still support till tomorrow morning. And I asked my Yoruba friends and my Yoruba brethren, have the Igbos ever before come to your land to kill you? Have Biafrans ever before come to your land to kill you? We go into your land and we develop it. Without us in Lagos and in all those places, your economy will die overnight. Overnight to be dead. So burning our shops in Lagos, destroying our houses, makes no meaning to us, and I'll tell you why. There's a saying where we come from. No onye Chineke gozira gozi no gozi way means that once you're blessed by God, there is nothing man can do. If you burn down one market, you will see 4 markets come up. You burn down one building, you will see 2 buildings. You burn down 1-story building, you will see 2-story building. You burn down 2-story building, you see 4-story building. Blessing from God, not from man. That's how these people are. That is how these Biafrans are. The whole world tried it with Israel for very many years. They kept trying. Eventually, Israel prevailed. That is how Biafra. Let me tell you something. There is nothing any soul can do to stop Biafra. Nothing you can do. I told the little girl, that stamp that used to work for South Reporters, I told her that forever daring to come out to say that Jubril is Buhari, you will see your shame before your eyes. It's not happening today. When I told you that they went to Cuba, did you believe me? Did you believe me? When they are shooting their rubbish from outside the zoo, did you believe me? I told you that they were lying. Photoshop. Now, Corona, the big daddy has come. One simple, innocuous, unseen virus have rendered. Even Buratai is on the run, on the way now, running to Nigeria Republic, telling you he's in Bruno, he's fighting Boko Haram. Who told you that? Have you seen him on video before? That man that loves to speak, as ugly as he is, he loves to appear before a camera. Have you seen him in front of any live videos anymore? I'm asking Channels TV, have you seen him? The answer is no. Ask where is he? Yoruba will keep suppressing evil. Satanic behavior. They keep suppressing evil. Some say, oh, he's not diplomatic. Why do I need to be diplomatic when I'm telling you the truth? Do I spare my own people who are evil? Do I spare them? They must change. They must change. They must change. Abba Kyari was the mastermind of Operation Python. That's 1, 2, and 3. Abba Kyari is worse than Abacha, million times over. He is a kleptomaniac. He is a thief, as I will prove tonight. Where they steal money now, they burn down, they brought in the Chinese. And I kept asking my Yoruba media, I keep mentioning Yoruba media because they are the problem. They aren't before God and man, they are the problem. Forget all the nonsense you're saying that the Zoo people get away with murder is because of the duplicitous nature of Yoruba media. I keep saying it morning, noon, and night. It is the truth. You don't like it, but you know it's the truth. Abba Kyari finished all the money meant for Rock, 13.9 billion. Abba Kyari and his family took over NMPC. Abba Kyari appointed the girlfriend. Of course, he sleeps with men. I really don't care. To be honest, who you sleep with, that is entirely your business. I'm telling you the truth. He's on the other side. Let's keep it that way. Before they send Air Force jet to come and bomb me. He appointed that little girl as a humanitarian minister. What was that girl's job before? Have you asked yourself that question? What is her resume? That is the useless place you call a country. My country, Nigeria. They are now stealing before your eyes. They steal and they burn. They steal and they burn. There is nobody more corrupt than Magu of EFCC. Magu is the person holding money for Abba Kyari. If they do not release Ojus or Kanu, if they don't release Olisa Metu, I am telling you, I will drag the zoo through the mud, and I can assure Magu that he will no longer travel abroad. They are joking with me, and they know I'm going to do it. All those people they are holding, tell me, oh, they are corruption. Oh, we are fighting corruption. We are fighting corruption. You locked up Ojus or Kanu. You locked up Olisa Metu. You locked up all the Christian politicians from the Middle Belt. But all the Muslims that have stolen money are free. and Yoruba cannot talk. Tinubu is as corrupt as Satan. Tinubu is more corrupt than Satan. He's there walking about. You're campaigning for him 2023. God will punish all of you. I said God will destroy all of you. You workers of iniquity. Who has stolen more money than Tinubu? I'm asking you. Who has stolen more money than Tinubu? All of you supporting evil. That is why when a white man sees black people, he will say these people are terrible. Why are you supporting evil? I'm asking you. Why are you supporting evil? Who is more corrupt than Abba Kyari and Tinubu? His family took over NNPC. And I'm asking my fellow Biafrans from the south, from the coast, have you seen it? You see the way Fulani remote everybody. Remote. The same one that Abba Kyari was a remote control to Jubril. Is how you people are. You allow them to remote you. Oh, Igbo man is your problem. Huh? Igbo man is your problem. They'll dominate you. But they took over NNPC before your eyes. Your eyes are open, they took it. All they gave you was pipeline security guard. It's our oil. So there is no oil. So in Anambra State, so Orient oil is fancy. So there is no oil in Ebema. So Shell that is taking oil from Ebema, they're joking. There's no oil and gas from Ohaji. So you've not heard about Okwa before. You've not heard of our mama before. I have said it many times, but Yoruba media, they pretend they don't want to hear, and tonight I'll repeat. All the oil that you're seeing, that they are lifting every blessed day, is coming from Igbo land. It's called, they drill the oil, they take the pipe up and they put it down again, because no ship can come into Olo to take the oil. Are you listening? How do you think they move oil from the deserts of Arabia to the Persian Gulf for export? I'm asking, people don't, they claim that we are sophisticated and we are reasonable with it. I'm asking you, you have oil. So let me ask you tomorrow, let's say tomorrow now they discover oil in Medigri. How do you think they're going to move it? Is it not through pipeline? I'm asking you. So because the only people that have oil are those that have oil very close to the sea, where you can see the ship or the tanker take the oil. That is the limit of your education. So in all your lives, nobody ever told you that Shell BP started in Owerri. Nobody has ever told you about Shell camp in Owerri before. So nobody ever told you that oil was discovered in Imo State before Oloibri. You don't know that before? So you don't know? What is concerning the economy you want to claim Niger Delta. It's the Niger Delta and Lagos and part of Ogun State. That corridor. In broad daylight, you can do that rubbish when Ohaneze, all these idiots are there. Not with Nnamdi, Kanu, not with IPOB. All that you're useless. When you lie, I lose my cloak of diplomacy. To hell with diplomacy. To hell with it. Because you must change. You must change. Abba Kyari is a thief. All the places they stole money, they have burnt it down. Everywhere. And the next day, the papers will not ask any question. They say, oh no, it's burnt. The files are not affected. Nobody's going to court. No police is not, they're not arresting anybody. Nothing is happening. And the buildings are going up in flames. Because they are destroying the evidence. They are destroying the evidence. Can't you see? Are you blind? You cannot see that the evidence are being destroyed. Can't you see it? You claim you're in one Nigeria. You claim Nigeria is your country. You cannot hold anybody to account. You cannot speak. They tell you don't gather more than 5 together. And this criminal, evil man is dead. And all of you abandoned all the protocol that you had put in place. People who would not obey the law. All they know is to make laws and to use janjaweed to enforce it. Policemen without conscience. Soldiers who cannot fight armed combatants, but instead are busy killing civilians. That's all they do. And you wake up in the morning and they say, I'm a Nigerian. Are you not a fool? I say, are you not an idiot? Look at us, Rock is empty, isn't it? All the places they have stolen money from, they have burnt it down. Inland Revenue is on fire. Central Bank on fire. INEC on fire. And some people are going about pretending all the presidency. And I keep asking them, where have you heard of that nonsense before? You can have people working under the presidency like the National Orientation, whatever, committee or all that nonsense. There is nothing called presidency. Only in the zoo, the presidency issues a statement. You watch TV every day. The Ghanaian president, the Rwandan president, the South African president, the Kenyan president. Is there anything like the presidency of Ghana? I'm talking about a country that claims they have professors, so we are intellectuals. They are miscreants, intellectuals. I'm asking those moronic intellectuals, have you ever heard of the US presidency before? Or is it the US president and those that work for him? Or that work in the White House staff? You are celebrating somebody who is chief of staff to head of state as if he was elected into that position. Shame on all of you that say you went to school. Shame, big shame on all of you. You know nothing about government and governance. Nothing whatsoever. Watch when Biafra comes, you see how government is run. You will see accountability before your eyes. As I'm holding some coordinators that took some bags of rice and ran away, I'm going to dismiss them. It was a test, ordinary test I gave them to see how what Biafra will look like. Some coordinators ran away with the bags of rice we have supplied poor people. You think such people will be in Biafra with us? You are dreaming. Biafra will be a land of accountability. With a robust media. If you touch any pressman, anybody can say whatever they like. If you touch them, you go to jail. That is the country we want to build. And like many others, some of you may have known that this particular project of Biafra is a divine mission. You know that very well. You know Facebook tried to mess up with Radio Biafra London. We are the highest group in the whole world on Facebook. What happened? Facebook lost 3 billion in a matter of hours. You know what they did? They hurried back and they put back Radio Biafra again. Remember, the very Israeli satellite company I told you about a few weeks ago. Remember when the zoo government bought it over and terminated our contract so they can no longer carry our signals on satellite? Do you know what happened to that satellite? As soon as Nigeria bought it, the satellite disappeared in outer space. I'm sure it was Israelis that programmed it. The thing flew off into space. They lost all their money. Are you aware of that? Are you aware of that? Go and Google it if you doubt me. You will see that this is a divine project. As they did not kill me when they came to my house on the 13th of October. 14th of September, sorry. I knew that they are gone. They can never succeed. That Biafra has come. Sacrifices will be made, of course. But Biafra is here. In Nigeria, only in Nigeria, this man, this Abakiyari, that things are being done by the presidency. And I ask them, who is the presidency? If I may ask. Have you heard of the presidency of South Africa, presidency of Ghana, presidency of Rwanda, or presidency of Kenya? How about the US presidency? Rubbish. Have you heard of such nonsense before? They coined the stupid, all-encompassing name presidency to deceive all of you. So that you can no longer ask questions as to where is Buhari? It's the presidency talking. If you claim that Abakiyari is as powerful as he is, if you claim that Buhari is there and that Buhari and Abakiyari are close, how come when your chief of staff is dead, you could not come in front of the TV to say, I am sorry, I condole with the family? Because he is not Buhari. He is not. It is called logic and the laws of deduction. It is called deduction. You claim that this man is Buhari. You claim that him and Abakiyari are very close. You claim that Buhari is in Asorok, which of course we know where he is, in Saudi Arabia, in a shallow grave. Why can't you come out instead the statement, the presidency? Which of course makes sense, because the presidency actually means a group of people running the affairs of a nation. So I can understand that. Of a country, of course, because this is not a nation. Now, do you understand it? Do you see how intelligent we are? I'm sure you're all shocked. because we are Biafrans. Our intelligence comes from God, direct from our mother's womb, from the stomach. We don't need to go to school. There's no need for school. What stupid school in the zoo? No need for school. We are born intelligent by nature. That is why Biafran people are the easiest people to lead. Forget all the things you're hearing. They're difficult to lead. Oh no. They want you to convince them that what you're doing is valid. They want to see the evidence. It has to make sense to them. Biafrans don't follow you unless you make sense. Unless they can nod their head and say, oh, what he's saying makes sense. So what she is saying makes sense. They will never, not in a trillion years. That's how they are wired. You brought in Jubril. You think you can deceive us? You think you can deceive Biafran people? We go and ask the British, that's why they hate us. Ask them, the only people to revolt against them in the Caribbean. The people were taken from Dahomey. Yorubas were taken as slaves. Biafrans were taken as slaves. Everybody went to Americas. Who were the people that led rebellion in America, in the Caribbean, in the US? I ask you again, go back to your history. Who were the people that led rebellion after rebellion? Because we believe that all men are born equal before God in heaven. All men are born equal before God. Every revolution in the West Indies from Igbo people. Every revolution. The same thing we are doing now. We don't believe in slavery. I have said this many times, we don't. Not today, not tomorrow, not ever. It speaks to the ignorance of people that we cannot distinguish between a presidency, which is the rule of the many, as opposed to a president, which is the rule of one man. Presidency, in actual fact, these are parastatals. You know, when you look at it, they say, like the National Orientation Agency, you say the presidency, which means the president has what is called a fiduciary oversight, or oversees their function, or they report to his office. It doesn't mean there is something called presidency. If you go to the letterhead now of the National Orientation Agency, or maybe the National Human Rights Commission, you will see, after you see the National Orientation Agency, underneath you see the presidency, which means where they report. It doesn't mean there's any group of people called presidency. But they deceived all of you. They deceived you. They kept saying, oh, presidency said this, presidency said that. Instead of them to say, oh, Buhari said this or Buhari said that. They cannot, because there's a way you keep lying at a time to start to sound very ridiculous. They know there is no Buhari. So the best thing to do is to say presidency. And you all bought the junk. That even when the man who is the de facto president of the zoo, Abba Kyari, died, you claim he was close to Buhari. Buhari could not come out to say anything. You're telling me if Buhari is alive, he will not say anything at the death of Abba Kyari? Hey! The place is not a zoo for nothing. This is a zoo for a reason. I want to teach Nigerians what they don't know about a presidential system of government. The one they claim they are practicing. A chief of staff is a political appointee that never meddles in the workings of the government. His or her job is to hire or fire the presidential staff, those that work for the president, inside the president's office alone. He is not meant to oversee ministries or receive briefs from ministers on behalf of the president. But we know it was Abba Kyari that recruited Jubril, so he had the right to see everything, isn't it? There was a very brilliant article published by The Whistler. I don't know if it's a newspaper or a magazine, I don't know what it is, The Whistler. It's called Abba Kyari, Corrupt, Unpatriotic, His Crimes Too Numerous, written by a fellow Janjaweed. The person's name is Ahmed. Do you know what they did in Nigeria? They paid, that's what they do. Because let me tell you why Yahoo boys succeed. People wonder, sometimes they do a program in the West and they say, oh, if you know that Nigerians are scammers, why do you always respond to their email? Do you know why they respond? Because the likes of Yahoo, the likes of Google, the likes of Facebook, the likes of Microsoft, they all receive money in bribe. They receive money, bribe money, to work for the zoo, and when they go to their country clubs, when they go to play tennis, they tell their friends, you see those useless monkeys called Nigerians, I made so much money from there, you know. Your friend will say, oh, how much? I made billions. They are so foolish. Remember when Trump was running and Trump said his friends make so much money from Africa? Now when they tell the other ones, now they are now waiting for the email. Although they know that it could be a scam, when the email comes, they respond. Because their friend in the club was paid a 10-figure sum by the Nigerian government. That's why they keep following Mugu all the time. Now, are you following me? They did by the whistler called Abakari corrupt, unpatriotic, his crimes too numerous by a certain Ahmed was removed from Google. That's what they did. You know, all those horrible speeches by Buhari the dictator, all of them were removed. I said, we are removed from Google. Removed from Google, I tell you. Removed, completely removed. Sanitized, cleansed. Because they take money from Asarok, including CNN, including BBC. They paid their consultants in Europe and in America are second to none. The same way they went to our consultants in Washington, D.C. Osibanjo went to my consultants in Washington, D.C. and said, oh, Nnamdi is giving us so much problems. I will double whatever he's paying you. Are you aware of that? I'm sure I've said that before. Go and ask them, they will tell you. But today, where is Osibanjo is nowhere to be found. Abakari appoints board members. He is on. Let me ask people, who is the secretary to the, who is the chief of staff to the Ghanaian president? Do you know him? Of course not. Let me even ask those of you who are listening, who is the chief of staff to Donald Trump, the most powerful man in the world? Do you know him? No. And you're not supposed to. It's a simple backdoor political appointment. It means that when you ask an average zoo citizen, an animal from the zoo, he's the chief of staff to the president, he's supposed to know everything. And I say, I don't blame you. You went to Ado Bayero University in Kanu, a Janjaweed university, so you know nothing. Your brain is empty. He appoints board members. That was how he took over NNPC for himself and his family. You know, petroleum is the favorite of the Fulani. They love petroleum and gas, upstream, lower stream, middle stream, right stream and left stream. They love it so much. I'll go into that later. Let me tell you why there is chaos, katakata in Asorok right now as I preach. They know I have all their secrets, everything they're doing. When they were cremating the body of Abakari, I knew about it. Forget that nonsense you saw. They say we are burying him in what cemetery? He's from Borno. Is he from Abuja? Why can't you take him to Borno then? If he's from Borno, when people die, they take them to where they come from, isn't it? Have you all forgotten? Where was Abacha buried? Or where was Yaradua buried? Where was Tafawa Balewa buried? People get buried where they come from. Is Abak Yari from Abuja? Have you asked yourself why they cannot go to Borno to bury him? Because he is one of the heavy financiers of Boko Haram. One of the heavy ones. If he goes there, Boko Haram will mess them up. That's why they didn't go. Do you see it? While they were planning to come and disrupt my parents' funeral, at least my parents were buried in the land of their ancestors. And the compound that contains the bones of the ancients in my lineage that I can trace back thousands of years. Abakari was buried in a public cemetery in Abuja, far removed from his home of Borno. Now, who has the shame? I ask them. The same man that ordered his army to come and invade my home that led to the death of my parents. My parents were buried in their compound. Abakari is buried in an unmarked grave in Abuja, like his master before him, Buhari, in an unmarked grave in Saudi Arabia. Do you know why there is chaos in Abuja? These days, listen to me very, very, that's why I said bring pen and paper. And then anybody says, bring your pen and your paper and write everything I'm saying down. Write it down. So you understand me very well. They are changing the heavy door. You know, the door to the presidency, you cannot break it down. It was built to withstand an assault by a light infantry brigade. It was designed, Babangida made it that way after he survived the Henry Oka coup. Babangida moved to Asorok and designed the office of the president. It was designed by the Israelis initially so that nobody can get it, can withstand a bomb blast. And you need your eyes, your retina, and your palm print to be scanned. Ask good luck, Jonathan, what I'm saying. Ask Obasanjo, if Obasanjo is listening tonight, of course. Ask anybody. Ask Baba Obasanjo if what Nnamdi is saying is true or false. If you're the president of Nigeria, if you are the president of Nigeria, the first thing they do is that they scan your retina, your eyes. They scan your palm print, warm palm print. So if you place it there, it will recognize you, you will go in. That is why the president is there. To carry out a coup is almost impossible because he will be alive until reinforcement will come. Now listen to this. When Buhari died in London unceremoniously, they flew his body to Saudi Arabia. The flight plan is there. Yoruba media, Yoruba media, go and check it. The flight plan is there from Luton Airport to Saudi Arabia. It is there. But you pretend. See no evil, hear no evil. Every day you're writing rubbish. This nation, all because of oil and gas. You think if Nnamdi kind of takes Biafra and goes away, you'll be starved of oil. You know it within your heart of hearts that the economy of Lagos is functioning is because of Igbo people. Let's be honest to ourselves. It's Biafrans that are making the economy of Lagos to go around. Jealousy cannot save you. Petty village jealousy cannot save you. Twisting of the historical facts cannot save you. In Asorok right now, go and look at all the pictures. The one they claim the EU came, the one they claim they met Osibajo, the one they claim the health minister came. Isn't it very funny that the actor they claim is Buhari in Asorok is having a teleconference with the COVID-19 response team, but the EU came and he received them. Do you see how foolish they are? Are you beginning to comprehend how daft they are? They think that you know that God is miraculous. Their Baba that used to help them, which is Britain, is down with coronavirus. It's not a joke, honestly speaking, it's terrible. So they cannot help. When they were saying, oh, let's fly, we want to, hello sir, excuse me sir, we want to fly Abakari to London. They told to come and get out of here, go to hell. We have people here to take care of. They're telling us about Abakari. The man asked, who is he? He said, don't you know Abakari again? But who is he? He doesn't want to know what's anymore. They banned the phone on the idiot. They ran to Cuba. I hope you're following. They ran to Cuba. They ran to Cuba and thinking that is going to save them. And they have not been saved. They can never be saved. Never, ever, ever. Now, in Asorok, look at all the pictures. They took it with red chairs. It is not the main presidential office. It is not. Because nobody can go into the presidential. They said our radio is not going through. Please, Uche, try and make sure that this, I don't know what is, we're going to change these people. The streaming company, they have paid them. The streaming company, they have paid them. They have paid them and we are dumping them as quickly as possible.
This is a repeat broadcast. Stay tuned. The radio is alright. We're all listening. We're all hearing it.
Seriously messing up. The streaming company is messing us up and we can no longer continue like this. We cannot continue. We cannot. They claim it's because of the high demand. Bet Zoo have paid them to be messing up with our broadcast. We can no longer allow that to happen. We can't allow it to happen. It can no longer happen. Never, ever, ever. We got a report that please, you go on Facebook. Tell anybody people can join together and go on Facebook, please. Contribute money together and buy data. Go on Facebook. It should be back on again. Tomorrow we are dumping them. They are criminals. The reason why they were begging us, oh please, Radio Biafra, you're very big. can we scream for you is because they wanted to get our custom, and once they get it, they use that to leverage whatever nonsense they have with the zoo. That's why they're messing us. Tomorrow they are gone. They are gone to tomorrow morning. They are mad. They are mad. At least Facebook is holding on to them. People should go to invite them to come to Facebook, please. We are dissecting the zoo. We are destroying the temple of darkness. Lucifer has fled to go and join Ekwensu in the great beyond. The time now is 10 minutes past the top of the hour. The whole world, humanity is at a standstill. The world is listening rapturously to the gospel of redemption. Ezioku Chineke. Abba Kyari's palm print. When they said, oh, Buhari is back. Why is he not in office? He's a rat, a cockroach, a mosquito. That is a mosquito. And water is now driving them away from their office. Mosquito, now. That is why they cannot do any presidential address from them. That is why nobody goes into the office. You see them in the anteroom. You see them in the main lounge, in the reception lounge. You see them in a side conference room. The main office is inaccessible. That was why they called the Chinese to demolish that very place with minimal force. It's the Communist Party. Nobody is going to talk. Are you not following me? One of the reasons why they brought in Chinese engineers. The equipment that they brought, they said, hey, it's COVID-19. Part of it, of course, experimental drugs. Part of it also. We are back on now, we are told. Ndiara, I'm sacking them tomorrow. They are finished. Useless people. They said they're streaming our signal. But they take money from the zoo. Anytime I'm coming on air and the zoo is panicking, they go and switch it off. And say, oh, pay us. We've turned off the voice of Nnamdi Kanu. Tomorrow I'm sacking the idiots. They are gone tomorrow. They are gone tomorrow. They are finished. As I was saying before, I was rudely interrupted by my understanding of the mess that this streaming company is putting us through. Abba Kyari's face, Abba Kyari's palm print is required to access the office. And when he was running away, he took Jubril with him. He took the key. The most important asset is his hands and his eyes. If you doubt me, those who are still alive, that coronavirus still left alive in Asrock, I want you to open the presidential office. If you open the presidential office and stream live from there, I will stop my agitation for Biafra. I will stop it. I am telling you before God and man, if you can go into the office and stream from that office, the presidential office, I will abandon Biafra. I will come on live, apologize, and I'll abandon Biafra. But they can't do it, can they? The Chinese are working tirelessly hard to melt down the door. It's like the vault of a bank, but 10 times more thicker. The key to it is now ashes lying somewhere in a grave in Abuja. Ash. They roasted him. He was cremated when he died. So there is no retinal scan, no palm print. You cannot access the office. Ask that anybody that is receiving now cannot come into. Trump has the Oval Office. Let me just put it very clearly. You have the Oval Office. You have the main office where the president sits to work, not where he sits down with toothpick to watch Champions League after eating Nkwobi. That boy from Sudan, they say he eats Nkwobi a lot. They brought an Igbo girl for him. He's eating Nkwobi. I don't know how he developed the taste for Nkwobi. Only him knows. I have no idea. After eating, he'll be watching. Now there's no more Champions League. I don't know what he's going to do. They will now take you to the room where he watches Champions League. They cannot take you inside the main presidential office. That is a no-go area. That place is banned. It's sealed. Before you open it, they need to scan the eye, the retina is in the eye, isn't it? They need to scan it of Abba Kyari. They need to do the palm print. That was how Abba Kyari became the most powerful man in Nigeria. That was why our dear friend John Campbell, a very intelligent man, and may God bless his soul, a very good man, of Council for Relations, wrote in a very innocuous tweet that some of you did not understand. But I told you, for John Campbell, for Ambassador Campbell to issue that tweet, it means that this man is gone. I told you that. It's a confirmation. And he's gone. Now they cannot get into the main presidential office. And I also warned people, I told you live here 2 weeks ago that they have in Abuja wearing the face mask, what is called hyper reality face mask of Buhari. He cannot speak. He can only wave and smile and pretend. He cannot speak. He was the one that said, oh, here is me in the University of United Kingdom of America. Is him. He cannot speak. They're afraid. He knows not his brain is just empty. They brought him from somewhere, brought an Igbo girl for him in Asarok, cooking food for him. He will eat and he will watch Champions League. He does nothing. When they watch, he will just put on the face mask of Buhari. Oversized one. Can't you see the neck? The neck of one of the face mask. Can't you see the neck? Yoruba media, they see all these things. I call them see no evil, hear no evil. Very horrible, satanic bunch of people that cannot stand on the truth. When they want to speak, they tell you the economy of Nigeria is Lagos and Ogun. Can you believe such rubbish? Forget the useless videos. The same conditions now we are what obtained when Buhari died. They cannot get into the office because Abakari's body now was cremated. They cremated his body. They could have cut off his hand to use it to open it, but they cannot. And they said, we flew him from Lagos. Ask, child, these people can lie. Ask them, is there? Even World Health Organization cannot even allow you to take the body of somebody that is ravaged by a contagion. To be traveling in the air is not done. It is not done anywhere in the world. Not done. That is why every country in the world, once you have COVID-19, once you die, the state takes over. They said his body, we're not flying his body from Lagos Hospital. And you ask them, where is this Lagos Hospital? They don't know. Is there any place called Lagos Hospital? The answer is no. That tells you all you need to know. Now you understand it, don't you? Now you understand precisely what we are saying, don't you? That I speak the truth, I have no need to lie. That was how I was raised. I cannot lie. What am I lying for? To lie for what? For what purpose? Ask them to go into the office. Ask them where is Osibanjo. Ask them now. Osibanjo was having meeting with Abakari. How come that when all of a sudden Abakari dies and no Osibanjo to say anything, their so-called young Bobo cannot say anything because we are still tracking Jubilee. We don't know where he is. We don't know if he's fled or if he's still having fun in one of the beaches they have in Havana. But we have not tracked him. We have not seen him in Abuja yet. Not in Asarok yet. The other boy is still there, flexing as they say. Abakari devised a very clever plan. When he infected everybody, including Osibanjo, including Buratai came up one day and said, this is too much, I'm running away. All of a sudden, overnight, he decided that he's going to go to Borno to go and fight Boko Haram, that he will not come back until he defeats them. That goes to show that he has fled, he has run away. Write it down on a piece of paper. You know, brother, I used to love camera. How come no more video? It's now pictures. And Buratai makes a powerful speech. I said, is it not the same powerful speech or powerful letter or whatever nonsense it is that Abakari wrote? And FTFU is the shame. The constant pressure that we put them on that they cannot hide it anymore. They'll be regretting, say, why didn't we kill Nnamdi Kanu when we had the time to do so? Or the opportunity to do so? Now they understand. Now they know how ruthlessly formidable we are. I will dissect the zoo. They will become a laughing stock. The world will see them. The world will spit in their face and say you are animals because you have failed to reason. Buratai was running to Niger Republic. Look at the trench, the ditch where he was sitting. It's a block. I don't know where they got the block from. Other engineering corps all over the world are building hospitals, high-tech hospitals. In the zoo, they're molding block. Inside, he wants to fight a war. He's sitting on a block, breeze block, cement block. Igbo block. They want to mold block. They dug a ditch and they put block. I'm sitting down on a block. I'm here to defeat Boko Haram now. I'm here to fight Boko Haram. No, look, you are sitting on a block. Can you believe such nonsense? I don't know who advises this, and I don't know. And tomorrow night, the idiot will pass on, and one fool from somewhere will say, oh, he was a good man, but his soul rest in peace. Even whilst you are alive, may your own soul rest in pieces, because you're evil. You see somebody doing bad, you cannot condemn them. You cannot. You're there playing a nice guy or a nice woman. You want to be diplomatic. You want to sound in Africa. You're sounding nice in Africa. Bulata was sitting on a block in a ditch. Is that the best that the Nigerian Army Engineering Corps can do? Every country in the world, they are preparing against coronavirus and doing their best. This idiot ran away. No video, no nothing, no live address, nothing. Channels TV, Yoruba owned channels. Hey, why can't Yoruba leave evil? Yoruba leave Satan. Let Satan leave you alone. Why are you people like this? Yoruba, why can't you embrace the truth? Why can't you see truth and you embrace it, Yoruba? Why can't you embrace the truth, for goodness sake? Why not? What are you doing with lies and deception? It was this deception that cost you a Lauren Afonja. Behaved exactly the same way you're behaving now, and you lost a Lauren. Have you forgotten? The same way you are now. That was how you lost a Lauren. The same thing you're doing now, and they're in your forest killing you. The same game. You have forgotten who the enemy is. You're looking at the east instead of you looking at the north. You're looking at the east. Anybody thinking about the presidency in the zoo in 2023, you need your brain examined, because the zoo is collapsing this year. Whether Britain likes it or not, or China, I don't care how. Write it down as I speak. I don't care how much power they have. I see some people making a mockery of God because of coronavirus. People don't go to church anymore. You don't go to Jerusalem to pray. You don't go to mosque and all that, because you don't understand how God works. Zoo is gone. People were saying to me, oh, leave this Buhari. I said, because you don't know me. I have identified the neck. I want to cut off the head. I'm cutting it and you're telling me to stop. Why should I? Now you have seen it, that the zoo has collapsed. And I'm giving an order, a standing order to IPOB families all over the world. I pray to heaven we all survive this coronavirus, because it's very bad. I'll come to that later. From now onwards, IPOB coordinators all over, you are under a direct order from me. Wherever you see anybody wearing Buhari face mask, attack the person. I repeat, attack the person. Do you know why? I want us to go to court. Let the police in that country arrest us and we go to court. And in that court, we will prove that the person we attacked is not Buhari. That is Jubril. It is a standing order. Wherever we see Jubril, even at the risk of being shot, we must attack him. Jubril is not Buhari. Buhari is dead in a grave in Saudi Arabia. We'll attack him. We'll tell him we're IPOB. We'll shock them. Since the world is pretending that this thing with a hole in the neck is Buhari, let the whole world come to court. We want to go to court and test this very matter. Let them know how serious we are. The politicization, I'm teaching the zoo people, I am teaching them government. I learned government in class 3, Government College. I just want to teach them what I learned many, many decades ago, because right now I'm an old man. The politicization of certain portfolios under the zoo government is unconstitutional. You have the president, so-called vice president, and all the rest of them, and you have somebody who is ordinary chief of staff asking ministers to report to him, and all of you kept quiet. Yoruba media look to Southwest as usual. Why do I keep mentioning Yoruba media? Because they have what is called media preponderance. They control the media. After the war, even when Minaj tried to set up something in Obosi, they sabotaged it. They didn't want it to flourish, because they realized that if you control the media, you control the people. It was Yoruba control of the media. I'm not against Yoruba, you must understand me. I also attack Biafrans who are misbehaving, and I'm sure you people can bear me witness. I just want to let the world understand what is happening. It was through clever manipulation of Yoruba media that made our people join Cherubim and Seraphim. You know Cherubim, the White Garment Church. Cherubim and Seraphim is from Yoruba. Do some of you remember Celestial Church? from Yoruba, ask yourself, why is it that we always attend the Yoruba churches? Why don't they attend our own? They don't attend because you don't have the media. You have nobody to publicize your miracles for you. When they want to write about their own, they say the highly respected man of God, Okonyoshi, an ex-Muslim, turned Christian to make money. A highly respected man of God. And the more you read it in Punch, in all those Yoruba papers, you say, oh, maybe he is. And meanwhile, you yourself, you're born in Lagos, under Ujuelegba Bridge. You have no choice. We attended, I think they also gave us Chairman Seraphim Celestial Church. They brought to, that's how all of you started going to winners, going to redeem, by a clever manipulation of the media. That's what they do. But they never face the truth. And here on Radio Biafra, we force them to confront the truth, or else they'll be sunk. Had it been that Nnamdi Kanu is the Yoruba person, by now, before I come outside, I'm telling you, they will lay gold for me on the floor. The only reason why they don't want to publicize what we are doing is because that's why we don't want him. That's how parochial they are. Forget all the smiles, we know. That's how parochial they are. I'm saying what I'm saying, that they may change. If I were to be a Yoruba person, they would have verified the claim of Jubril by now. They would have. But they won't do it. Because they don't want the history to remember that it was Nnamdi Kanu that brought Nigeria to an end. No, they don't want it. You see, parochialism, and that is why Fulani Janjaweed, the Fulani headsmen, are in their bushes killing them. What Nigerians fail to reason through is that we are being deceived. Yoruba, you are being lied to, you are being deceived. Your newspapers and your TV stations are lying to you. They are worse. Some of them are worse than the politicians, worse than Abba Kyari, worse than the dead Buhari, worse than Jubril, some of them. Aisha came back and was lamenting that she cannot get into her own room, her own quarters. And I was telling the world, Aisha is lamenting because Buhari, they pretended they didn't even hear what I was saying. I don't hate anybody. I don't hate. God in heaven knows my heart. I have cousins who are Yoruba. My uncle, the Christian, is married to a Yoruba person. My cousin is Yoruba. I don't hate anybody. The same way I'm hard on them is how I am hard on IPOB, is how I am hard on Biafrans, how I am hard on anybody who fails to embrace the truth. Why won't you embrace the truth? What is wrong with the truth? The truth is very good, isn't it? Some of our people, I wouldn't say myself, are very, very bad as well. And I don't pity them. When the Premadi went to Germany, you saw the treatment we gave to him. We are not in the business of trying to pick sides. We are always on the path. I want Yoruba land to be developed. I want Yoruba people to be in charge of Yoruba land. I want TV people to be in charge of TV land. I want Jukun to be in charge of Jukun land. I want Ibibio to be in charge of Ibibio land. I want everybody. Go back to how you were before. Go back to how you were before. Then if somebody says it's good for us to be a country, then as Wole Soyinka argued for very many years, and of course Tinubu as well for some time, we can now come together and decide and say it is possible to have a country. What is the name going to be? How are we going to live? We discuss like matured people, not somebody from somewhere deciding nilly-willy that they're going to impose a country on everybody and using cattle headers to enforce it. No. That's what we're against. This gospel is for everybody. This gospel is for everybody to repent. If you know what you're doing bad, you change. It doesn't matter where you come from. There are very horrible Igbo people. There are very horrible people from Biafra. There are traitors and sellouts from Idoma, like an angel. There are horrible sellouts, horrible traitors also from Ijoland, also from Ibibio land. Traitors, I said. Where is that going to be from? It's not from me. Is it not a Biafran? Is it not a Biafran? We know them, all of them. But I want you to listen to what transpired, what happened to Aisha when she came back. And tell me, if the husband of the house were to be in the house, why the wife will be lamenting this way. I want the world to listen. That is why I said that when I said that Nigerians don't listen very well, people say I'm not insulting you. You have made it very obvious that you cannot listen very well. This is Aisha Buhari. When she came back and they locked her out of her quarters inside that rock that they claim that her husband is in. You're telling me that her husband is there and she's being treated this way. Please listen. Listen. Listen very, very well.
Getting us. 200 policemen getting us. Why do you have to lock this door? What for?
She was locked out.
What for? Enough is enough. Enough is enough.
Listen. She's speaking Hausa.
Let me know.
I don't know what that one means.
Let me know. Enough is enough.
Enough is enough.
Making right.
Aisha Buhari, enough is enough. She was locked out of her own bedroom by Garba Shehu and Abba Kyari. And you're telling me that Buhari is alive and you will lock out the wife from her sleeping quarters? Are you insane? Buhari, are you insane? That Buhari is alive. You lock out, you humiliate the wife inside that rock? That he's the commander-in-chief? Hey, lalahi. I don't know. Maybe it conveys appropriately what is happening in the zoo. Now you're telling me you went to school. Hey, you're telling me you went to school and you all of you now listening all over the world in your houses. Your lovely wife is beside you, and inside that your house, a guest you brought in, electrician you brought in to come and work for you on the refrigerator, went and locked your wife's bedroom, and you're in the sitting room watching TV, and your wife is complaining that electrician went out of the room, and you're there using toothpick to pick your tooth. Is that possible? Why can't Nigerians reason? Is that actually possible? I'm asking you. All of you listening tonight with your beautiful and lovely wives beside you, are you telling me that somebody can come to that same house you're in and lock your wife, lock out of her room, and you're in the same house, somebody you're paying? That's what they're claiming happened in Asarok. Aisha came back from London, they locked her out. And Nigerians, intellectuals, those intellectuals, daft. You're telling me that Buhari is alive and the wife was locked out outside Asarok. Oh dear me. That was why they have gone out to invite the equally heartless Chinese. One wicked fellow to another wicked fellow. They never say birds of the same feather, they flock together. Wickedness upon if you see the way Chinese people are treating us, I'm telling you the truth. If you see a Chinese person, you hack off the neck. These people are evil. Evil to the core. I don't defend evil. Diplomacy, I don't defend evil. God in heaven is I cannot defend evil. You must be mad. Look at the way they're treating us. And some people see how they treat their fellow black people. You see it. Your so-called fellow Nigerians, you see it. You see black people with your two eyes. You see them beating you to death in China. You're not moved. It doesn't affect you. You don't feel you don't feel anger, nothing. And you're telling me you are normal. The gospel of heaven I'm preaching. The truth. You can't argue with it, can you? Abba Kyari is gone. Right now, Aso Rock is empty. There is only a bunch of actors. Because even, I am saying it, even Femi Adesina is sick from COVID-19. Write it down on a piece of paper. Femi Adesina, because they think we are stupid. Go and look at the grammar before Abba Kyari came back with his infection from Germany. I'm actually thanking Germany for infecting him anyway. Look at how things were. Go and read Femi Adesina's post, his grammar. Those are the things. It's just like a pamphlet. You cannot change it. And look at the grammar after this whole charade by Jubril from Cuba. Then you will know. That is not the same person posting this. It's not the same person. And I'm very glad that the whole world have given them their peace of mind. That is why we must preach the truth here on this very platform. Go and look at it. The Chinese have come. As I told you that they will come. I told you they will come. I don't hate anybody. Let me repeat. I can castigate people. I can admonish people. Nobody can say that one day I have come on air to say that Hausa people are animals, or to say that Igbo people are animals, Efik are animals, or Tiv are animals, the Bachamas are animals, the Baki people. I have never said that. I have always said Nigerians. And they have never asked me, why do you say that Nigerians are animals? Why? If you are Yoruba, Igbo, you're from Ishekiri, you're from Yoruba, you cannot be an animal. You cannot, because you're answering your name. But any day you say I am a Nigerian, there and then I tell you that you're an animal. Do you know why? The only thing you can give a name to is a pet, your dog. As I named my dog Jack. Or maybe you have a dog named Shibio, or maybe or you have a pussycat in the house. You name it, whatever you like. The only thing you can come from outside and give a name to is an animal. People will say, oh, but how about my parents gave birth to, because those are your parents. That's just like God, the way that God creates a nation. Only God can. The emergence of a nation is an organic process. Over years, the convergence of common value system, cultural values, ideas, language. That is what makes a nation. That is why the Igbo people, the Domas, the Efiks, the Ibibios, they are one nation. I will tell you why. Because they have so many things in common. All the way to Warri. I said all the way to Warri. And somebody has said, oh, but Warri West and Warri Southeast, they are Yoruba, they are Ishekiri, they have the owner of Warri. I say because you are insane. You don't understand anything at all. If you go to Warri Market now, this night, or maybe tomorrow morning, not this night, or no, on Monday, please. Go to Warri, any Warri Market on Monday. Stay very far, don't come close. Bring out your phone, your smartphone, with 6G network. Try to video them. Go to Onisha, go to Nnewi, go to Ibeku, where I come from, go to the market and video the people. Travel then to Ijebode, video the women in the market. Go to Kanu, you video the women in the market. Now, take all their pictures. Now, it's a simple assignment, or even you can even go online. Go online, get all the women in the market of every ethnic group in the zoo called Nigeria. Lay them out on a table and sort them out to who relates to who. You'll be shocked. You will be amazed. That was why I said when women tie two-piece wrapper with her scarf and the blouse, automatically, they are Biafrans. Go and check it. When you see a Yoruba woman dress, as beautifully as they dress, it is not the same. When you see Amina from the north dress, when they finish dressing with their fura pununu, whatever they call it, they carry on the head, you know it is not the same. But I'm telling you right now that if you go to a Calabar market, if you go to a Ket market, if you go to a Oron market, the dressing is always the same, all the way to Idoma. If they are not the same people, why will all their mothers tie two-piece wrapper, a blouse and a headscarf, if they're not the same people? Are you following me? Are you following what I'm saying? You see how educated we are. They called us miscreants and we kept quiet. Today, those that call us miscreants, they are not the miscreants. Lord have mercy. Abba Kyari was cremated. The first picture that we are showing you of a body being lowered into a grave in a sealed casket is only used for the repatriation of bodies from abroad. I know because I sent my mom home from Germany, so I know. Sealed casket, only from abroad. And they were the ones that said that nobody can claim any corpse of a victim of COVID-19. You cannot take them for burial. That was what the government of this zoo said. That's what the government said. So how come you're burying Abba Kyari then? Oh, he's above the law. Oh, sorry, I forgot. It's Nigeria. Why is he's above the law? I'm sure Yoruba will come to one and say, oh, leave him. He's the chief of staff. But the law is the law. Do you see why I told you from, they call it ab initio, you know, people, then as we ab initio, that Fulani, they make laws, they cannot obey the law, they don't know what it means. They don't know the meaning of obedience to the rule of law. Let me have some water. They don't know the meaning of the rule of law. They made the law. They thought they were not going to die. They thought nothing will happen to them. They say, if you're COVID-19 corpse, nobody can claim you. But Abba Kyari died of COVID-19. How come you're burying him then? If you claim that's his body. Now you understand, don't you? Why Nigeria is a zoo? The legendary zoological republic. One law for like animal farm. One law for those in Asorok. One law for ordinary people. Will Yoruba people talk about it tomorrow? The answer is no. See no evil, hear no evil. They are fighting a battle they shouldn't be fighting. They could not cut off the hand of Abba Kyari. That is why Asorok is sealed till this very day. That is why there are two broadcasts, presidential broadcasts. We are videoed outside with a photoshopped background. God cannot work with evil men. God is holy and holy forever. Not today you're hot, tomorrow you're cold. Today you stand on the truth, tomorrow you like a dictator. Today you're preaching harmony and peace, and tomorrow you love a warmonger. Makes no sense to me. Brother is on the run. He has hotels in Dubai. He needs to be alive to enjoy his hotels in Dubai or Operation Lafia Dole. He's on the run with COVID-19. He is infected with COVID-19. He's on the run. Telling the gullible, I'll be in Brano until the end of the Boko Haram, which will be forever. Have they defeated the Taliban? US cannot defeat Taliban and Al-Qaeda. Is you a ragtag army that will defeat a disciplined army like Boko Haram? Is that what you think? Because the Chad had limited success with them, you think you succeed? Go now. And as I keep saying, I'm very sorry to say that Abba Kyari was buried in a no man's land in Abuja, but my parents are in their compound. That is the very big difference between a dog and a human being. They say that the federal government of the zoo called Nigeria has revealed that corpses of patients who died after contracting COVID-19 will not be released to their families for final burial rites. But you released Abba Kyari. And people are, it's democracy. It's our turn, 2023. It's our turn. No? Meanwhile, there is a desecration of laws and the constitution. You claim you're in a country. Do you see why I call Nigeria a zoo? Do you see why I insult anybody that says he or she is a Nigerian? Because you are an animal. One law for those in Asorok, one law for those in Ajegunle, and you're telling me that you're a human being? You cannot hold, you claim you elected them, then hold them to account. Hold them to account. Let them do what they say they're going to do. How can you make a law and say, oh, you don't need to bury people because of COVID-19, and then all of a sudden you are burying somebody because it's the chief of staff? Mad people everywhere. If you have come, let me just, as part of my COVID-19 update, if you have come in contact with any of the following people, there is every likelihood and chance that you have coronavirus. These are the people that Abba Kyari met. Unless you've taken your what's it called again, tuberculosis vaccine, in which case you may be spared. Buhari's replacement, Jubril Al-Sudani. Jew Buhari, that's how some of IPOB, they're very clever. They call him Jew Buhari, so in case you're confused. Abba Kyari has been with Jubril Al-Sudani. Abba Kyari was with Osibanjo. Osibanjo is sick, we know that for sure. Abba Kyari have been meeting ministers. Abba Kyari met the secretary to the government. He met the head of service of the Zoo Federation. He met Adam Soshomole. I've not been seeing that one. Maybe he's down with Corona as well. Adam Soshomole. That little demon. He met all the 16 APC governors. Anybody meeting Hope Uzodinma, go and check yourself. You may have coronavirus. He met the Bayelsa State governor when he went to beg for money on the 17th of March. How a governor will go to beg a chief of staff is beyond me. But of course, we know he's not the chief of staff. He is actually the ruler of the zoo. He met the speaker and the House of Rep members on the 16th of March. He went and commissioned a program on the 19th of March, anybody who, if you attended that same program, you go into quarantine. You are probably sick, infected by the dead Abakari. All the staff at House Villa, that is why they have locked up all Abakari staff. Proper quarantine, Chinese style quarantine. They lock you, no food, no nothing. You will die there. In your next life, if they show you a janja weed and say, come and be PA to a janja weed, you say no. They're all there. They met some diplomats and some, they said those are people they hired from Abuja. EU did not go anywhere. those people, they should go check themselves as well. And those that cover their faces, you know those cowboys, we are DSS, you know, security. That when that useless third hand Mercedes is running, they'll be running by the side, trying to mimic what US Secret Service does. They're not more monkey. More monkeys in Africa, trying to act big, like they're following the vehicle or watching for snipers. Hey, Zoo alumni, unbelievable. They want to be like US, you know, running around, you know, near the vehicle, looking around. Dear me. Sometimes when I watch them, I'm ashamed on their behalf, to be honest with you. And I told people that the Chinese were coming. Their main purpose for coming is to take over the government. Is it clear now? Is it clear now to the whole world that the reason why the Chinese came was to take over? It was the Chinese that advised them to burn everything down. That America will not do anything, Britain will not do anything. Chinese people are busy. They're the ones actually collecting the real money now. The real cash is to the Chinese right now. As you're suffering, begging for a cup of rice, begging for a cup of gari, asking where is the next yam going to come from, where is the next meal going to come from. A bunch of Chinese young men and women are busy taking all the money away. That is the price for belonging to a zoo. All the money is being frittered away that you may know in your next life. If you hear the name Nigeria, you say, no, I don't want to be part of these people. Whenever we criticize them, people will be complaining, oh, leave them alone. Always Buhari, always Abakia, leave them always Fulani. Why should they are the head? I want to cut it off. Why should I? It's like playing chess. I play chess very well, as a matter of fact. You sacrifice everything, you go for the king. You surround it, you capture it, and the game is over. It doesn't matter how many officers you've lost, how many foot soldiers you've lost, how many pawns you've lost, how many bishops you lost, how many knights you does is irrelevant. You can even sacrifice your queen in order to grab the opponent's king. That's what we are doing. We are playing a high-power chess game. And they will not forget Nnamdi in a hurry, will they? Oh no, this is God-made IPOB. Who can forget IPOB? Never. Not in this life. Never and forever, as a matter of fact. The whole world is listening, and we are propagating the gospel of restoration, the gospel of hope, to liberate the whole of Africa, because what we are doing is mental sanitization, to cleanse your brain, so no idiot can come to you and say, I'm the president, secretary to the president, and rubbish, not in Biafra land. All men and women will be equal before God, in heaven and the laws of man on earth. All this nonsense. You think we are doing this after suffering, after losing my men that were close to me, after losing my parents in this struggle, we build Biafra. One idiot will travel with siren. Is that what you think? You are dreaming. You are in cloud cuckoo land. You are dreaming. There will be no siren in Biafra land. Only ambulance, police, and fire service. Everybody else, you are like all of us. You travel like a human being. You made a law. Nobody should be buried. But you went ahead and buried Abakari. You buried him. That's how terrible you people are. Because you support evil. Oh, there should be social distancing. You shouldn't gather more than 2 people. You went to Lagos and you arrested a young woman. What is her name again? Her name is Adeleke. What's that girl's name? I've forgotten her name. Is that Adeleke? They call her. You arrested her. She's having a house party, and they went to Lagos. Channels was there filming. But you know that a channel's correspondent cannot say, but we say social distancing. Why are all of you crowding together in Abakari's funeral? They will not say it. But if it is Adeleke, that girl, everybody will be writing, hey, She shouldn't be having a house party. She shouldn't be there. But look at these morons from the arid deserts of the Sahel that doesn't know what law is. Look at what they're doing. Have you said anything? Have you complained? The answer is no. You cannot complain because you're a weasel. You are weak and decrepit. When it comes to other people, Nigerian media, they're very strong. Write the truth. This gathering of Atabak Yari's laying to rest of his ash, that was because he was cremated. Are you telling me that this is normal? Is this normal COVID-19 protocol? The answer is no. Why then are you going about arresting people for having house parties when you yourselves cannot even obey the law? Zoo. You're not zoo for nothing. Animals everywhere. From top to bottom. Animals everywhere. All they know what to do is to kill. Somebody should, let me go through what somebody cleverly wrote about the Abakari, as evil as he was. That some people are saying he was a good man. People are terrible, honestly. Abakari is a very dangerous, conniving human being. Evil. He was the one that ordered Operation Python Dance. He was the one that personally signed that I should be killed. That the army of the zoo should come to my house to kill me. He has collected bribe, collected bribe from MTN. They know that very well, don't they? So that MTN can build their 10G network everywhere. He appointed himself to the board of NNPC. As soon as Buhari loves oil and gas, petroleum, PTF. They love stealing. I told you that. You see the Janjaweed from the north. The Kaba, they love, nobody steals, they are criminals. And you're keeping all this Okalu in jail? I don't like him. He was a traitor. But he's answering an Igbo name. Olisametu is answering an Igbo name. They cannot be in jail when people who should be in jail are busy walking free or telling me they're fighting corruption. I will destroy the zoo. All this Okalu must be released. So too Olisametu and all the Christians they're holding. Any day you want to have an anti-corruption tribunal, let all of you criminals gather together in a hall and judge yourselves. Not this stupid selective persecution and not persecution. This criminal Abakari appointed himself and his children must be investigated. Don't look at Yusuf Buhari. Look at the children of Omar Diko. The children of Abacha. That's how they loot. That's how they steal. Then in the next 10 years now, they'll be telling Nnamdi, oh, but we are millionaires. We are the richest people in Africa. But nobody will talk about how your grandparents stole money. As Dangote is doing that, the richest man, he is a front for money laundering. He's the richest man in Africa, my foot. Mad people everywhere. Abakari put himself on the board of NNPC. He appointed his own daughter the vice president of Nigeria's Sovereign Wealth Fund. All the overseas investments of Nigeria, Abakari's daughter is in charge. This is nepotism of the highest order. But he's our chief of staff. He's a good man. Here, do you see why I call Nigerians zoo animals? You see that? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. He is the one that distributes every post in the zoo because of course he's the de facto president. Before you see there's shambolic Buhari, which is Jubril al-Sudani, you must go through him and give him his own money. He was the one that ordered the countless massacre of civilians. What the Janjaweed, the Fulani headsmen are doing was his own making. But to tell you how foolish they are, after creating Boko Haram, after financing Yala to go and be killing people, he died. The fear of Boko Haram is the reason why they did not bury him in his hometown in Borno. Do you see how life goes? If anything, I want Yoruba media to learn something from the fate of Abakari. Learn something from it. After financing Boko Haram, after financing Yala, the terrorist group, the Fulani terrorist group that use cattle to be messing up people's lives, the fear of Boko Haram and bandits is the reason why he was buried in no man's land in Abuja. What does that tell you about supporting evil? Yoruba media must learn from this. Yoruba nation must learn from this. They have destroyed democracy. They have destroyed democracy. Now who is your president? There is nobody. Nobody. Any day, let God know. Any day Jubril comes abroad, we will sacrifice lives. We will go and grab him. Then the British police can come, or US police, or Italian police. They will come and ask us what is the problem. We'll tell them to remove the face mask. As we are going after him, we will tell police, pull his face is rubber. Pull his face is rubber. They will pull his face, they'll see it's rubber. Then your eyes will clear. All those Yoruba evil media people, they will cover their faces in shame. I will destroy Nigeria. I will disgrace Nigeria, I'm telling you. I swear my life. I'll destroy it. Then that they may know. They will tell their grandchildren stories about IPOB and Nnamdi Kanu. They will tell them that when they started, we thought they were joking. We call them miscreants. We call them touts. We call them fraudsters. Look at people who are forging pictures and calling others fraudsters. Can you believe such nonsense? People who the money meant for Asoro Clinic was stolen by one man about 13.something billion. And you're calling all this Okalo, hey, he's corrupt. Hey, only Samet, he's corrupt. And out of fear, and the cowards they gave us, Hanez and Pandef, useless set of men, useless to the core, useless beyond useless. That was one idiot said, they call him Agwana Atumbe. When we get to you will know. That your eyes will clear. Your fathers from Fulani will not save you. Now you understand it? Now do you understand the zoo? Why they do what they do? Because you let them. That is why there has to be a revolution. You have allowed them too much. Look at what we did in Hafia. That is small. The policeman is lucky he got away with his life. We will find him. We will find him. And I'm telling everybody, if you're working in the army, don't tell me tomorrow, we are obeying orders now, please help us. No. You're not obeying any orders. There must be spontaneous revolution across the entire South and Middle Belt. And let me tell you why. As soon as the Nigerian army turns from the north to start coming south, there will be no southerner that will join them to fight their own people. And you know then what Boko Haram will do? Boko Haram will ravage them. They will be caught in the middle of a sandwich. The zoo is about to collapse. It's gone. Completely gone. I told them the time will come when you beg and will say no, which you're useless. Which talk to which idiot? They are begging, hey, can we talk? Can we find a way? I said, get out of my thought. Go behind me, you Satan. Talk to who about what? After killing people? After stealing? All that they do, all that Channels TV does is to support evil. So maybe one day they do because that was how their Oga John Momo made his money, by stealing from the public coffers to go and set up a TV station to support evil. That's how you have channels. And some of you watch it and I feel sorry. Don't wonder you, of course, you're from the zoo. What do you expect? Man everywhere. Unbelievable. John Momo stole money from Nigeria as information minister. That was how he found. That is why they support evil. Why else would they support evil? I'm asking you. Why else would they support evil? You have no light. They want to bury 5G cable in front of your house, and you allow them. And you allow them no drinking water, no electricity. But there is 5G is good for you. Do you have brain at all? Do you have brain? I'm asking you. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. They say brother give a powerful speech in the north. Who said so? But instead they're in Ebonyi State. They're in Ebonyi State. In Umogudu, in Mbo, Hauku local government area of Ebonyi State. The army came there early this morning and destroyed homes and farms. We have also sent the pictures to the US and the videos as well. They should be rest assured. And in your house, they'll come and kill you off. And one idiot was saying, but it's our people, they are stubborn. That's why police are killing them. Hey, and I said to God, and you brought me in a continent with such people in it? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I am calling on those that conspired and jailed Olisametu, Ojus Okalo, and all middle belt Christian politicians who are in custody. Frankly, I don't care how you're going to do it, but I want them to be released. If the Fulani don't release Ojus Okalo and Olisametu, I will not relent until all those associated with Abba Kyari's loot are in jail. I'm telling you the truth, including Magu of EFCC. That time they will know how formidable we are. Go and ask them how strong we are. They will tell you. Any day they are prepared to jail the children of Abacha, the children of Omar Odiko, the children of Abba Kyari, the children of Buhari. Any day you're prepared to jail Magu. Remember Ibrahim Lamode with his £5 billion stolen from EFCC. Then we can give you Ojos Okalo and Odisametu, but you must release them. Or else, whatever the zoo has no image, whatever is left of it will be completely decimated, completely destroyed. I don't care if you use coronavirus as an excuse. I don't give a damn, to be honest with you. Release them. Ojos Okalo should be released. Olisametu should be released. They must be released.
All right, we're listening to our past broadcast of our leader, Mazi Kanu. With that, I bring this program to an end today, and tomorrow I'm going to continue because I promised you that each day I'm going to run all these broadcasts in the past. We're coming close. Biafra is here with us, and to remind you, I don't know how you guys feel, but when I listen to this voice, this golden voice, it resonates something in my consciousness, and I think it does the same for you. All right, from this I'll call it a day, but let me keep reminding you that Biafra for us is nothing but our religion, and here on radio, Biafra, that's what we worship. Please stay tuned for Mazi Alozie, who is coming in next. From here from me, it's
Biafra lies our religion, the last hope we have is in Biafran restoration. I believe. Listen to Radio Biafran. It's where we worship as a true iyke Abiyama. Let your kingdom come. Listen to Radio Biafran. It's where we worship as a true iyke Abiyama. Let your kingdom come. Love save a nation from the evil Britain. There will be sing and dance for the world to know you our God. I believe. Listen to Radio Biafran. It's where we worship as a true iyke Abiyama. Let your kingdom come. Listen to Radio Biafran. It's where we worship as a true iyke Abiyama. Let your kingdom come.
Good evening, Biafrans. Good evening from Abuja, the Nigerian capital. I greet you all, Biafrans, friends of Biafrans, the lovers of freedom. My name is Benjamin Madubu. I am an IPOB member. I was part of those that was in detention with our leader Mazi iyke Kanu in Kuje prison, from DSS dungeon to Kuje prison between 2015 to 2018. That is when I got my freedom. Now, I went to visit our leader today. Finally, I succeeded in meeting him one-on-one. I met the great man, the prophet of our time, the greatest man that God have created in Alibo. That is Nnamdi Kanu. A man of wisdom, a man of integrity. I sat with him today. He blessed me. In fact, I'm happy to receive the blessing from this exceptional human being. I glorify God, the creator of heaven and earth, Chukwu Okike Abiama, for giving us this gift as Onigbo. Nnamdi Kanu is a special gift. Special gift. In the next 100 years, there will be none like him. He's a great man. Upon all the stumbling blocks, today I succeeded in meeting him. I bless today. And I thank our able barrister, Ifeanyi Ejiofor, for making it possible. Today is a new day. Now, I will go to our mother tongue in Igbo language to speak to our people. Makase ndebe anyị soro onye furu ọjị gbara ya nkụ maka na adịghị arịa ọjị kwada. Ọ ihe mere taa. Mela walida nwere anyị kpara ezigbo nkata today. Ọ gwakwana m ebe ya bụ ibu si anyị ya. Ọkwa anyị nwala asịla anyị bụ his followers. Ọkwa anyị nwa le claim la anyị chọrọ Biafra to liberate our people. Ọkwa anyị nwa ji onye isi. Ọkwa anyị nwa ji onye isi ebe ọ nọ. Ọkwa ndị Igbo ji onye isi ebe ọ nọ. Ke bụ okwu ma gwa ụnụ. Tinye na fridge. Is a reality. Onye nduziri m ozi ka nzi ụnụ. Number 1 bụ ndị na-eji afa ya nwa eme fundraising. Ndị na-use IPOB eme fundraising. Ndị na-use ESN eme fundraising. Onye isi ese ngwa ụnụ kwụsị. Ụnụ kwụsị. Ụnụ emebizili ihe ndị mmadụ ji ọbara ha wee kwụ ụgwọ for past 10 years. Ọ sị ngwa ụnụ, especially ndị a na-emesi catcom, ndị a na-egbu ndebe anyị, ndị a na-ana moto, lee kidnap ndị Igbo, la-anara ha ransom, la-anara ndị Igbo moto, la-egburisi, la-ere bypass. Also ngwono. No na dey work for Biafra. Una dey work for Biafra. Because eze la go ndo la chi ba jo eze. E ga abia sili la chondeba ila zondeba anyị ndo. E ga na-egwu ndeba anyị. Also ngwono no na commit to go sacrilege. Abomination. If I before they preach the radio Biafra from beginning, Obosobola, Obaroni Bobarala, I forget that because of Biafra, I forget that Biafra. Also in June, the message really long for 10 years. But I don't know how I have a message. Can you see me pose? Me parent di rosa, ndi rabata banye. Na men nke soro ha. Only si se kan gunu. Ade pa me ha ama. La the whole people no la detention la DSS headquarters. La nda banye the 80% in the whole population in no there. Can you hear those who have ya to us. Those who are moto, they kidnap Ndibo. Ndele Ibala. Ndele Ibe community. Ndeka mepesa camp lime community. La Libo. La za ESN. La Zumwoma. Also, la the crime on la commit. Lord, because of crime on la commit, call them the Nigerian security forces. Biabani, Habiabani, Hala, Mukosu, Mazi iyke Mazi working hammer. La, I to the DSS headquarters because they want to prove to the government that Hala. Mono open the la committee fa. Hadia phone. Also, no na post again. They will leave with a wusu ncha. Let the brand the banner 7 times every day. For the brand the banner 7 times every day. For the brand the whole Biafrans 7 times every day. Le show you no. Onu we pa kan won ofe before wa kan mad. Okay, sorry my people, sorry. You know, all man network Nigeria to all that. Now, only since can go on. On your Bonamime community, Laza ESM, Lady Bala, La Gabi Bedere family, Lady Bedena Munye, Lady Ibe Obodo, Ibe Dirim Denzel and DJ Lobodo. On your Sagabu ESM, I can be. Also, on your community, ESM, like when I come from a community where criminal. You are not ESM, you are not working for Biafra, you have nothing to do with IPOB, you have no mandate from him, you are a criminal. Also, can make on no matter. Never in his life. Come and go on with anybody. Long we hear Maria, Lawyer will take over from him. In the chain of command of IPOB, Omega abolish in your deputy leadership. Omega abolish. Now, in the chain of command of IPOB, in a place like one in place, like the next person to take charge and control the struggle is whoever not in position as the head of Directorate of State, yeah, HDOS. Nobody else. That has been the structure of IPOB. Osim Juno, all let claim on who follow us here. And again, with this structure, or when the banana dossier, long way here, Maria, you take your charge. Osim Juno, with a mental problem. Also, can go on Simon Abuga, member of IPOB. Simon Eba, although any de me go no makanoma, Mama can soon use because only from him. If any land whoever document here, or to the play area, on Nigeria may have one. And I'm in the best position to even quote now going here and I'm without consulting him. Because I know Simon Eba is not a member of IPOB. Simon Eba has no mandate from him to do anything. Or what mandate for him to do anything, fundraising, whatever nonsense all enough. Or what mandate from him to? No mandate, nothing, or whatsoever. Also, all chat one devil IPOB members, so that criminals. They are disappointed in all of you. They are disappointed. They are Okadendo. Okadendo, somebody but also without consultation. See, there are form of Biafra government in exile. Under whose authorization? I ask for you, did you give this? Sorry, Biafrans. Network difficulties because of Nnamdi to Nigeria anyway. So, now, exile. Under whose authorization? I ask for you, did you give this? Sorry, Biafrans. Network difficulties because of Nnamdi to Nigeria anyway. So, now, only
Nnamdi Kanu, Radio Biafran.
One family. Greetings to all listeners. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, regardless of your time zone. You're listening to live broadcast from Radio Biafra USA. We are coming to you through Radio Biafra London and IPOB Community Radio, directed by leader His Excellency Mazi Nnamdi. My name is Mazi iyke Alozie, and I say, how are all of you doing? Today is September 16, 2023. The days are moving. At the top of the hour, no. I'm used at the top of the hour. In about less than 10 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes, the women will be with us in their weekly broadcast. And you don't want to miss it. You see, our people, there are things that happen in the background, and they don't surface. And we look at things thinking that that's the way they are, but eventually and unfortunately, they are not the way we think. I want our people, a major aspect of our broadcast is that it's made for Biafrans and the world. We are the ones that will digest. We are the targets of this broadcast. We Biafrans. And we have to take the advantage of the message we are receiving. If we look at what happened to our children in the past, after the war, you see that we are kind of very strong people. We are very strong. Being strong does not mean that you will see danger, you present yourself. You have to be strong and very judicious. You have to pick your fight. And when you make yourself vulnerable in every fight, you'll be surprised what will get you down. You'll be surprised. If you look at what is happening, the big powers that call themselves G this and G that, they have started allowing African countries. Why are they allowing African countries? Because they know that African countries are beginning to wake up. Not only are they beginning to wake up, they are beginning to take over the control of their resources. And what is going on in the light of this? Bring them into the recognized world. Before you weren't recognized, before your resources were what was keeping them up. And they step down on you and relegate you to the carpet. And you know you're nothing. You're nothing. Now, how are you going to trust their recognition, accepting you in their membership? Do you have a mouth? Do you have a clout when you're in that membership? No, you don't. I guarantee you'll be there for a showcasing event. They make the policies. You have the United Nations. You have the United Nations Security Council. They're all there. Who are the members? Who are the members? Are the few African country or countries they put in there are powerless. You're just there as a symbol. Not that you have anything to contribute or you have any policy decision to make. You cannot make anything. And this is a United Nations branch. Members. Now you're members of the G20. Why? Because many African countries are now joining the BRICS. Oh, so they are leaving us. So we can no longer control them. Do you know what? Let's start inviting them. Let's start putting them in there. All along, you've been persona non grata. They don't want you. You're a pariah. You're a beggar. Now, this is why I brought this issue up. You are a beggar. And somebody put up something about being nice and being a beggar. It's very painful. Why you are being a beggar? They made you a beggar. They did not flinch. They continue to make you a beggar. When people are fond of receiving gifts and all that stuff, they tend not to be productive. They tend not to appreciate anything. And once you stop, you become an enemy. They have put us in a position where we will continue to beg. In this position, our people are incapable of standing up for themselves. They're incapable. It is a psychological bullet they fired into us. What they say goes. And we accept it. We believe it. We don't question. We don't react. I think we have reached a point where anything we do, we must shoulder the blame. Anything we do, we must be accountable. We must give an account of what we're doing. We can no longer continue to blame the first world. We can no longer continue to do that. It is people.
The first time you give, you are creating appreciation. The second time you give somebody something for free, you create anticipation. The third time, expectation. By the fourth time you give somebody something for free, you are creating entitlement. And by the fifth time you give somebody something for free, you have created dependency. If by the sixth time you don't give it to them, you create resentment and hatred. This is not to discourage you from giving. The first time you give somebody something for free, you are creating appreciation. The second time you give somebody something for free, you create anticipation. The third time, expectation. By the fourth time you give somebody something for free, you are creating entitlement. And by the fifth time you give somebody something for free, you have created dependency. If by the sixth time you don't give it to them, you create resentment and hatred. This is not to discourage you from giving. The first time you
see, this is what they've done to us. The governments in Africa have become dependent on the West to give and give. Even what they can produce, even what they can be able to manage, they fall short. They fall short. And this is why we're in the mess. That's why we're in the mess. We beg and beg and beg. And now we depend on them. Give us this, give us that. Give us this, give us that. And we have things to do for our people. No, we cannot do it. We cannot do it. Because we've got to the point where we need aid. We need handout. We need our fathers and our masters to give us aid. Meanwhile, our people are suffering, whereas we have the assets. We have all the resources. They still us blind. They still us blind while we watch. They steal us, leaving us penniless. And upon that, they pretend to be rich and wealthy. Yes, they are rich and wealthy because they stole from us in broad daylight, not at night. They confused us in broad daylight, not at night. Then they set to work night and day, and then come to call you poor, wretched Africans. What happens? We see them as wealthy countries, and Britain and France and so forth and so on countries sit on our wealth, and we expect them to give us aid, and we do what we are not supposed to do so that we can get the aid. We cannot even have the courage to question them because we might lose the aid. Who needs the aid? We don't. We have the manpower that will produce crops and food. They are punished. They are discouraged. And they are exiled. They are so disadvantaged that they exile themselves. Now you have the population that are supposed to farm that are no longer farming. Everybody wants to work in the office. Everybody wants to be a millionaire. Nobody wants to be a farmer. Nobody wants to be a carpenter. Nobody wants to be a plumber. Nobody wants to be a mechanic. What a psychological destruction they have caused on us. And at the same time, we cannot eat. We wait until aid is given to us. Now, do you see how people fight to get food? You carry bags of rice in a truck, and it breaks down. You are done. Hungry people will descend on the truck and carry your goods. This is civilian banditry. And they think it is palliative. Now you see what begging can do to you. The women are here. The women are here, and we'll join them. Ndewo
Mazi Alozie, good morning.
Good morning from here.
Mazi Alozie, we were listening to you, and that's why we continued listening. And if you let us join you now, we will start our program.
Go ahead and start your program.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, Mazi Alozie, again for the opportunity. Good morning, my sisters. Good morning, Mazi Alozie. Good morning, His Excellency, Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Good morning, Lolo Uchechi Kanu. Good morning, great Biafrans. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, amazing IPOB comrades, lovers of freedom, freedom fighters. We're back again to share some thoughts with you this morning, this wonderful Saturday morning. My name is Dr. Tina Eberechukwu. I am Ada Biafra, from Olu province of Biafra land. We welcome you to IPOB USA Women's Saturday morning program. Of course, we are broadcasting from the United States of America, and today is September 16th, 2023. We are live and direct. Like I always say, we have never had a repeated program. My sisters who are joining from where they are this morning, we're busy women. We're working busy women. And so we're going to join some of them as they come along this morning. But this morning, I'm right here with Sister Kanu, who is ready to join in the program right away. Do not forget that Radio Biafra USA broadcasts from Radio Biafra London, which is our mother station. And this radio was established for one purpose and one purpose only: to disseminate truthful information to great Biafrans around the world, and was established by our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, a prisoner of conscience today in DSS dungeon, even after being discharged and acquitted by their courts. According to their law, our leader has been found guiltless. There is no guilt in our leader. They have not found anything that our leader did wrong according to their law. But they continue to hold him because they are afraid of Chineke, because they are afraid of the truthfulness that we represent. We are telling Nigeria to go ahead and call for a referendum so that everyone in that contraption called Nigeria can decide whether they want to belong to Nigeria or whether they want to go home to their own nation, especially in Biafra land. We want them to call for a referendum. they continue to fudge, they continue to dodge, they continue to lie, they continue to call us names, and they continue to themselves make a disrepute of their own nation. They have put, what do we say? They're actually looking worse than when we started. When Mazi Nnamdi started in 2011, 2012, Nigeria was not this bad. He called for a referendum then, and we continue to call for a referendum now. But he continues. They continue to say no, and they continue to disintegrate from the center. We want to support our DOS who are working assiduously to make sure that Biafra is restored. You need to support each other, work together to make sure that we restore Biafra, because that's the only reason for any Biafran to be alive today. We thank our radio host, Mazi Alozie. We thank Mazi Iyke. We thank Mazi Jonathan. We thank all other radio hosts, Mazi Sochima, Mazi Obilo, Mazi Wachineke. We thank all of you. And we continue to thank our media warriors and the writers and the other people who organize, who come to Radio Biafra to disseminate this truth that we have embarked on, that our leader promised us would totally disintegrate Nigeria. We ask Ezechukwu to be with us this morning so that we can speak to you and so that you can hear and we can all act together to bring about Biafra. I want to start with you so that you can introduce yourself, and after that, we'll see which other sister is ready to join us this morning. Go ahead, Mwadakun.
All right, Dr. Tina. Good morning. I appreciate you. I'm glad to be here this morning. Mazi Alozie, our veteran, good morning. Thank you for bringing us, giving us space again this morning to come to speak to our people. We appreciate you for the work you are doing for Biafran nation. Thank you. May God continue to give you the strength as you come out every day to see that the movement is moving forward. Thank you. I greet our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, a prisoner of conscience. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, no weapon formed against you shall prosper. May Chukwu Kabiama, the only God you worship, continue to bless you, to give you good health. I greet the leadership of this movement, all of them, all that they are doing for the restoration of Biafra. I ask God to give you the strength and the knowledge you need to carry out this mission. I greet all radio presenters, media warriors. Continue the good job you are doing for the Biafran nation. Eastern Security Network, thank you so much. May God continue to bless all of you. To you, great Biafrans worldwide, I greet you according to your time zone. I say, may Chukwu Kabiama also give all of us the strength that we need to move forward in the restoration of Biafra. I thank you again for coming out today to listen to us. Thank you so very much. My name is Akunne, and Akunne is from Owerri province. Thank you, Dr. Tina.
Father Akunne, I'll start with my normal psalm, and I'll read the psalm that our leader recommends for us, and I will ask you to lead us in a short prayer right after that so that we can start our program. We will pray the Psalm 20, prayer for the king in time of war. And then I'll read the recommended Psalm 82, and Sister Kunde will follow with a short prayer. And we'll begin our program this morning. We have a lot to unpack, a lot to encourage you on, so please stay tuned. For the leader, a Psalm of David. The Lord answer you in time of distress. The name of God of Jacob defend you. May God send you help from the temple. From Zion be your support. May God remember your every offering. Graciously accept your holocausts. Grant what is in your heart. Fulfill your every plan. May we shout for joy at your victory. Raise the banner in the name of our God. The Lord grant your every prayer. Now we know victory is given to the anointed of the Lord. God will answer him from the holy heavens with a strong arm that brings victory. Some rely on chariots, others on horses, but we, on the name of the Lord our God, is a Chukwukabiyam. They collapse and fall, but we stand strong and firm. Lord, grant victory to the king. Answer when we call upon you. And moving quickly, I will go to Psalm 82, and Psalm 82 reads, the downfall of unjust gods. We are trying to pull down principalities and powers. Great Biafrans. When you read this a few times, you begin to understand why our leader gave it to us. We are pulling down the principalities and powers, the gods of the of the unseen hands that hold Africa as a whole and Biafra in particular. So let's read Psalm 82. God rises in the divine council, gives judgment in the midst of the gods. How long will you judge unjustly and favor the cause of the wicked? Defend the lowly and fatherless. Render justice to the afflicted and needy. Rescue the lowly and poor. Deliver them from the hand of the wicked. Great Biafrans, I want you to realize that God is telling the other gods. The gods neither know nor understand the wandering about in darkness and all the world's foundations shaped. I declare, gods though you be, offspring of the Most High, all of you, yet like any mortal you shall die. Like any prince you shall fall. Arise, O God, judge the earth, for yours are all the nations. That is our prayer, that God will arise and judge Nigeria and do what is necessary to make Biafra come and for the release of our leader. Sister, go ahead, continue.
Okay. Almighty and ever living God, we have come again this morning. We thank you for your blessings, the life given to us. We thank you for whom you are in our life. We present you ourselves wherever we are, Biafrans worldwide. We ask you to bless all of us, continue to guide our leader Mazi Nnamdi, give him health, and please release our leader for us. Bless the wife of our leader, Uchechi, Lord Uchechi, and the children. Bless them, continue to give them the strength in the absence of the husband. I pray for all the members of DOS that Chukwukabiyam we continue to give them the knowledge and wisdom that they need to move this organization forward, as well as system security work, who are in front line for this vision. Guide them. We need their wisdom to Kabiama. We need their knowledge. We need knowledge to Kabiama. We know the way to follow. What can we do without you? Every day we call upon you. Chukwukabiama, I know that your time is not our time, but we beg you for that your time to be quickly. We are looking upon you. No other God we worship. Chukwukabiama, come in our midst and bless us. Give us Biafra, reduce our leader. All this I ask in the name of fear. Kabiam, I pray. He said, Sister Victoria, would you like to introduce yourself briefly? And then we'll go, because our theme remains the same. It is really the release of Mazi Nnamdi and eventually calling for the referendum for Biafra nation to separate. Go ahead, Sister Victoria.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, fellow Biafrans, lovers of freedom and freedom fighters all over the world. Our wonderful leader, Mazi Nnamdi, you are our source of encouragement. Other than Chukwukabiama, you are the next in line. As many that are still holding on to this struggle is because we are looking at you, and you are like a prophet of God that is sent to remain immovable. God bless you. We want to say thank you to your wife and your children who are also holding on just like we are holding on. And to all head of department, the DOS, all of you, be encouraged. Remain steadfast. We know that this journey will surely come to an end. We know that one day we will walk in our holy land, Biafra. My name is Victoria. Abumwafongwa.
Thank you very much for joining us this morning. I know how tight our schedules can be, but we try our best, great Biafrans. That's what it means to be formidable. This is what it means to be consistent, and we will try our best to do that, because we are the children of Mazi Nnamdi. Consistency is our name, and we'll continue to do that. Sisters, our theme remains that we want the release, immediate and quick release of our Mazi Nnamdi, a prisoner of conscience who has done nothing wrong. They have found no guilt in him. And then for a call for a referendum for Biafra people to separate from the damnable zoological republic of animal kingdom called Nigeria. So our first topic this morning is, and I am looking around for that particular update, is, sisters, what is the update on our leader this week? And I know that Sister Kanu probably has it pulled up. Is that correct, Sister Kanu? If you have that, the update for the 14th of September pulled up, then we'll look at that update and make sure that we share it with great Biafrans. So what is the this week? Yes, well, I am looking at it now. It is the update of the 14th or the 12th of September, 2023. And in that update, our able barrister told us exactly what was going on with our leader. And in the third paragraph of that update, our able barrister shared with us that with this development, the development that he was talking about was the decision of the SSS to carry out the court's pronouncement
was on account of far-reaching solutions arrived at by on an enlarged meeting of Onyendu's legal team. So Onyendu's legal team has now been able to meet with the Director General of SSS. You know that man, the evil man Bichi, that we continue to call an evil man that was called out of retirement. So let me read. We are pleased to inform Ezigbo Muchineke and indeed the public that the committal proceedings we commenced against the Director General of the SSS, State Security Service, to command compliance with the order made by His Lordship, Honorable Justice or Her Lordship, Honorable Justice Bintanyako, directing the SSS to, among other things, avail Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu with his medical records, yielded the desired result. That's important. They have now finally followed one order, among many that they have not followed. So the decision of the SSS to carry out the court's pronouncement was on account of far-reaching resolutions arrived at by an enlarged meeting of Onyendu's legal team, led by Professor Michael Zokomesan, which said the meeting had both Onyendu's team of doctors and in-house medical team of the SSS in full representation, auspiciously convened at the headquarters of the SSS a few days ago. With this development, the committal process then was halted, following the SSS compliance with the court's directive. So Obinatayo thought that they finally obeyed one order. And the order that they have now decided to obey is to bring out all Onyendu's medical records and make sure that they were given to the lawyers, our lawyers, the medical team, comprising of Onyendu's medical team and even the SSS medical team who has seen Onyendu in the past. We are happy about this development, but they need to release Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Sister Victoria, I'll give you the first crack because I know how your schedule is tight this morning. Say something about this and then we'll move on. Thank you, my sister. You know what? When I read this information, I said, you can see the finger of God guiding the leaders. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's lawyers to do what they have done. And then, as I continued reading, I found out that the SSS did not want to go into the court again because the court has given them order on what to do, and they refused to do it. And now they are being taken back to the court. I was inquisitive of what the court is going to say if they had taken them to the court, because they have received an order to release this document among so many other orders that they have been given, and they blatantly refuse to do it. And now, before they could get to the court, they decided to obey court order. I mean, this is something wonderful. I know that certainly something more is on the way and it is coming. Every hand holding what belongs to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, every hand holding what belongs to Biafra, they will surely put it down. That time has come. On the other hand, I am not really positive about the result that they released because these people are so cunning. They are more cunning than the serpent himself. I'm not sure this document they have held down all these days, it has given them time to go through the document, to know what to release and what not to release. In that area, I am not sure what they released. I am not sure. But one thing is true. No matter whichever way that they took, at least a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a step. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, I believe, will recollect some of the procedures that was done. And he may also know what the results were.
Probably the doctor told him something. As time goes on, our own lawyers, our own doctors will also go through that same document. And we know that we can never trust nothing called nigger area. We can't trust them. Therefore, anybody handling Nnamdi Kanu's document, please look through very well. These people are worse than serpents themselves. They cannot be trusted with whatever they do. And we pray that as you look at it, God will give you all more revelation of what Nnamdi Kanu has gone to sake of his loved people, Biafrans. And we know that now that they have started obeying the law, that they are going to obey everything else in full, because the hand of God is upon the lawyers, the hand of God is upon Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and nobody can resist it. Kudos to you, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's lawyers. Kudos to you, Biafran lawyers. You have done a great job. I want to say thank you to all of you. Thank you, my sister.
Thank you very much. Sister, couldn't you please say something briefly about this positive development?
Yes, Dr. Berechuku, first of all, I must start by thanking the legal team of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, ably led by Professor Mike Ezekwomo Sam. We, the global IPOB family, have seen your restless nights and days on this case, and we have seen the fruit that is yielding. For them to be able to release whatever they release, as my sister said, who knows what, our team, our lawyers have worked so tiredly. For that reason, I'm thanking them so much, because their work is showing. Because if not them, whatever they release, these people are dangerous. And as my sister said, we cannot trust them. We cannot trust them. But anyway, something has been done. And we pray that something continues happening. Because our leader being in jail today doesn't supposed to be. It's time past due. He has been discharged and acquitted for a year and now. Our leader is still in jail. This is injustice upon injustice. An innocent man who committed no crime against any law. These people, before they release, they know the importance of medical records. This Giri General, the head of this SSS, they know the importance of medical record. That especially those who have pre-existing condition, who have something that is bothering them. Especially when a new doctor is coming to take the case, this medical record is very, very important for them to review, for them to know how to carry on. And they know all these things and they are hiding it. That's why I'm thanking today the legal team. You are there doing your job. You are there doing your job. That's why we at POB, we trust all of you. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has the right of his property. And one of the property of Nnamdi Kanu and any human being is medical record. If really you go to hospital or you have a condition in which that makes you to see a doctor, that medical record is very important. And everybody, everything can have the right to have his or her own. What is strong about that of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? I'm glad they have released it. Whatever they release is a point of going forward. Now we're asking you to finish. We want you to finish anything about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu needs to go home and take care of himself in his own house. Enough is enough of all this. Injustice for Nigeria is too much. Human rights abuse, violation is toward Nigeria no more. You see, we are asking you to release our leader. At the same time, we need referendum to decide where we belong. We cannot continue living a life like that. You know, a life like this is a slavery life forever and ever. Therefore, Nigeria DSS, Nigerian government, whoever, I don't know who, they are divided. Know that our leader had to be released and know that the Biafran people want to go home. Thank you, my sister.
Thank you very much, Sister Kanu. Please don't forget, great Biafrans, that our ladies, I think in Anambra one time, sang a song about our great leader that said that his brain is computer itself. Don't forget who we're dealing with here. So I am consoled and I am relieved that they're dealing with Mazi Nnamdi because his brain is like a computer. He will remember everything that was said in any visit that he has ever attended with the SSS doctors or his own private doctors. So I know he will relay what has happened and what has been going on with him. So the documents, even though we don't trust them, we know that as long as our leader has the opportunity to speak with the medical team, that now his wife and the leadership and our team of lawyers have selected for him, we are on the up and up. We are ready to go and our leader is ready to be released. So we have great anticipation. We have great expectations now that our leader will be treated in the right way and that anything that is ailing our leader will be taken care of, and we will see our leader soon and very soon. Let's move on as we have one of us who will join us also in a few minutes, but I must go on to the next question. And our next question is, Biafrans, what is your part? What part do you see yourself playing? What role will you play to make sure that the Imo State gubernatorial election, the governorship election, does not go back to hopelessness, danger? The man who has killed his people, who have killed our people, the man who is Udele, Neriozu, the man who is a vulture that eats the carcass of his own people, the man who has instigated and made our people restless and killed them by the numbers and harvested our people's organs all over Imo State and have brought war on the people of Imo State. What is your part? How can you make sure? How can we work with our people to make sure that they reject this hopeless man? Sister Kune, go ahead.
Yeah, Dr. Eberechuku, this is, you know what I can tell our people? Let's join hand. We should join hand to campaign against this evil man, this hopeless danger. Our people must understand that nothing good will come out from a criminal, a 491 in the person of Uzodanger. Nothing good will come out. Have Imo think that, you know, Udelene of Imo State, job to us. I'm telling you, job that came to us. You see how since Uzodanger was criminally placed in Imo State, how many people have been dying every week, every day, every minute of the day? People are dying in our land. This man deployed military to kill his own people, even in the town that he came from, all parts of Imo State. But all that has been happening in Imo State, how do people believe that something good can come out from this man? That this man can call them, the youth, and offer them 250,000 naira. For what? How do you believe? And he didn't give this amount of money for one person. It's around 15,000 people that Hope's Danger gave an amount of 250,000 and called it youth empowerment. And the people believe him. See what Hope's Danger has caused in Imo State. All these more than 15,000 people, they are now owing debt in the bank. See what your governor can do to you. A lot of other things that you have been doing in Imo State. You call this man your Excellency, and you worship any governors that come to you as their own God. This is time to understand Imo State people, especially the youth, who are the future president and the future generation of Imo State people. The youth must to get up. They have to understand that Hope's Danger can never give them anything. See the condition now Hope's Danger has put our people into. Youth empowerment. I say really, when I heard that, I say really. From Hope's Danger, it seems our people are dreaming. Our people not understanding what is happening, what is going around, and why Hope's Danger came to Imo State. This money given to them now has become loan that these people have to pay with interest. Interest. Very shameful thing. But Hope's Danger knows what he did. He knows that he's going to put our people in trouble again. How can you empower the people you want their life? You call military to kill. How do our people have to wake up and start reasoning, thinking critically? This is what we are talking about. How do you think this man will empower you, but he can put you in big debt? You know, Hope's Danger came to Imo State not by his merit, but through criminal acts. The fourth position in the election become the first in Imo State. He was put in Imo State for the benefit of those who sent him. And he has been doing the work perfectly. That is why they say he's the governor of the month, whatever, a few months ago. They are praising him what he's doing. But my question is our people not understanding what is happening? Some people are promoting Hope's Danger, that anybody who didn't vote for Hope's Danger, this will happen to them and that will happen to them. And today, my brothers and sisters, these people where I come from have joined the other people in castigating their people that who didn't vote for Zonema and who failed to vote for Zonema, this and that will happen. I am asking today, what is wrong with our people? What is wrong with those who think that understand? Those that are able to tell us what is happening. What is wrong with them? Are they mad? Are they so ignorant that they are not understanding? Did they see what is on them? Did to our people in Imo State? Killing them. Does it mean that our people don't see this? How can you vote for this man again to come to the office and continue killing the Imo people? Remember that Hope's Danger doesn't live in Imo State. He lives in Abuja and have all those criminals in Imo State working for him. And you are supporting Odinjo at this critical time. The time you should have go after him. This is unacceptable. Odinjo, whom you are supporting, most of you, formed a fake security network to terrorize our people and to blackmail IPOB Mazi iyke Mazi. This man has brought insecurity crisis in our land. How can we continue to support him? I'm asking you this and this wherever you are, across Biafra land, across Imo State. Why this all and whatever they have cast evil against their people, today these people is doing the same. Which means this is a meeting these people had put together. You know? These people is castigating themselves, their people. Listen, you see how people bring trouble to themselves, how people call for their own death, how people, I don't understand. You see all that those Odinjo is doing in Imo State. They are asking your people to go, whoever doesn't vote, whoever doesn't do that. By the way, voting, election, you don't tell anybody what to do in election. The person goes in and votes to whomever he wants, he or she. But now, you are asking people, if you don't vote for Zodima, this will happen to you. Can you believe this? When did we become in this? Can you believe this? I cannot understand this. It made me so angry. Uzodinjo has brought all the confusion, all the disorder, evil condition in our land. And you stay supporting Uzodinjo. The traditional rulers supporting Uzodinjo. Bishops, all these people supporting Uzodinjo because it has given you money or it bought a brand new car for you. And this is why you are going to castigate their own people forever and ever. Why many people are working for the restoration of Biafra and others are dismounting what we are doing. The problem, we are creating it to ourselves. Uzodinjo building hospitals. Why Uzodinjo? I'm telling you, nothing good will come from this man. This is to harvest organs. God help us. To harvest your people's organs. You are ruling your people and you put them in this mess. How can this happen? Sometimes I am confused. What I'm telling Imo you today is time for you to rise up. Tell them that Imo State belongs to you, no matter what they do. Chirikwedi Kankuno, Ndajila hine mekwedi hana bode Nigeria. Achokwane hekaela o. Achiro hekaela betai yukono wanye. We have to get up and do something and get away from Nigeria. As soon as we are in Nigeria, as soon we get all these evil politicians in our land who are killing us because they are working for the federal government to kill all of us. Are they not seeing how Biafra land is changing from good to bad? Are they not seeing it? And they're not. We need to go home. We need to get ourselves together. We need to have round table. We need to go home, people. We need to go home. This is the time. I can understand. But Most of the problem we are in, we are causing it to ourselves. How can you come say, if you don't want this for hope or danger, this will happen to your people, that will happen to your people? How can this be? My dear sister, Dr. Berechuku, I'm so upset. It's still what is happening. What our people is causing to ourselves. Our people should question themselves why the killings of our people started when Opuzodema took office in Imo State. People have to ask this question for them to understand that Opuzodema have a mission. They send me for a mission to finish our people. And the people being eliminated every day. That's why I said that it's time for us to go. They are waiting for us to leave. They don't want us. So we cannot be waiting till they eliminate all of us before we go home. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. And don't say this in Imo State, who are castigating their own people. Enough is enough. I know you said people will never let you free. I'm just telling you. You said will not allow you to rest because you created a problem for yourself. Dr. Berechuku, I thank you. So
thank you very much. Thank you so very much, my sister. I saw on Twitter a photograph that buttresses what you're saying right now, where Yoruba people, young people, were holding signs that said, Igbo people should create Lagos in Igbo land. I just saw it last night. It might have been an old tweet, but I saw it last night and I started thinking, these people are still at it. These Yoruba or Duduwa people are still on the fact that Lagos is theirs, and whoever says that they're from Biafra land and they live in Lagos, they should go and create Lagos in Biafra land. That's what they were telling these people with their signs, big bold signs. You have been rejected by all Igbo people. You have been rejected by even people in diaspora, where we call diaspora. Here in the United States of America, they're jealous of us. They're jealous when they find out that how industrious we are, how smart we are, how well we do things, how we organize our families. They are very jealous of us. I can tell you this. I live here, and my sisters can attest to this. We need to know that God has gifted us. We are talented people. God loves us and have gifted us. We need to make sure that we develop our own selves and let other people come to our land to see the greatness. I'm saying all of that to say that hopelessness danger was imposed on Imo State people 4 years ago. And we thought, and my leader shouted and screamed on Radio Biafra, asked you to rise up and make sure that this man does not take power. You, the youth of Imo State, you will sit down the look. You let hopelessness, danger, take over power in Imo State. And now we can tell you, like the prophet said, he had decimated your life, your people, your livelihood has been destroyed, your land is grabbed. He's doing everything to grab land all over Imo State, and Imo State people, you're still fighting him about grabbing land, but he's building hospital after hospital. When you chase him away from one, he goes to another to continue harvesting your people's organs for sale in the underworld international market to people to save their own people. He's killing you to make money to save others somewhere else. How much money can one person actually make? And do you know that the evil money that he's making, he's sharing it with your Azes and your Nzes and your Ozos and PGs. So the money is being recycled also in your community. totally infected, and demonizing your place. Demons live in our place now. Demons, casting and binding. All this noise you make in the churches is not working anymore. The casting and binding doesn't work. You know why? Hope Uzodinma has poisoned your system with the money that he's making from selling your organs, giving it back to your Ezes and PGs and Hana Asorono Paranalo. Olu Ezes did it against their people. And I heard that there was an uprising and they all ran. Now it has been replicated in Mbisi. And do you know that before this week is over or next week is over, we will hear that it has been replicated in another community in Imo State. Hope Uzodinma has bought these people with this demonic money that he has made from selling your organs and giving it to these PGs and Ezes. And now your own Ezes are praying against you. And if we don't say it on Radio Biafra, nobody else will say it. That's why as Umuada, as Ada Biafra, as daughter of the land, we start Gidigwam to tell you that that is Aro. Mata mechi Aro ko. That you are prophesying and now for your own children to make a decision to select the vampire to continue to rule them and kill them. Immediately, hopelessness Uzodinjo started this reign of terror in Imo State. He killed Ikonso because Ikonso said no. And you people who are saying yes, you think you're better than Ikonso in Imo State? Where is the heaven that you're aspiring to go to? When you have defiled yourselves, defiled your land, and kill your own people, kill your own children. What kind of Enigwe, what kind of heaven do you aspire to go to? The one that is ruled by the devil, Satan himself, or the Enigwe that our forefathers told us that is where God resides? God does not reside among evil. And this is complete evil that you have brought upon yourselves and upon the land. And we claim back Biafra land because it doesn't belong to only you. That whatever you have done will remain upon your head and the head of the people that you're calling and that you're working in concert with. We are telling you that whatever you do in our land against the land and against our people will come back upon your own head. We are Ada in Biafra land, and we're telling you that your evilness and your madness will be vested only upon your head to make sure that you die a miserable death in Biafra land. And the Hope Uzodinma, who is a vampire, dies a miserable death in Biafra land. Like some media warriors say, you know, some of these people need their heads cut off and children play soccer, play football with their heads in the street of Biafra land because they have defiled themselves, they have defiled the people, they have defiled the land. We need to appease the gods of our land because of what these people are doing. So great Biafrans, wonderful people, canvass your relatives to vote against Uzodinma the vampire. Canvass your friends and your comrades to vote against the vampire in Imo State. Why? Because he's killing them. Why? Because he is harvesting their organs. Why? Because he came in with corruption and he continues with corruption. Because he is intimidating. The spirit of intimidation has taken over Biafra land, but especially Imo State. Have you not seen that what happened in Olu, that has not happened in Mbisi, will happen in another place? Have you not seen that he called them together Have you not seen that they're working together? Have you not seen that he has totally corrupted the leaders in Igbo land, in Imo State? Have you not seen that? Help me. Help my people who are at home being intimidated by Hope Uzodinma. Help them to say enough is enough. You who are hearing our voices, help us say to Hope Uzodinma, enough is enough. You have to go. You were never elected by the people to begin with. We know what we're saying because look at how Hope has now turned all this evil that he's doing into normalcy. That's normal life now in Imo State. Normal. How can evil be normal? Evil can never be normal, my brothers and my sisters. Say no to... Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
No, we are saying to say enough is enough. Yes, enough is enough. But look, the type enough is enough. Mariana wake up, she ibu fear the two flow ebo shredia. Magetubia na not. Magetubia ni mo yaje pobuye. That's the best for Hope Uzodinma. That's the best. We not buy it on ano. Because on Abuja, not Imo State. If you are a state, why can't you be in the house there? If you are ruling Imo State, now say you try unabula you have to danger and me any lomegi. There's a for you not support here. The next thing now the bishop got support here, the father got support here. Ya sick ihe no why na-enwe maka nwere onwe anyị ofuzuru ọhịa ọ na-emezi ndị ọzọ a na-emebisa. How can we go on like this? Go ahead, my sister.
Thank you very much, my sister. Sister Victoria wants to add a few words to the Biafrans that we're calling. Make sure that Hope Uzodinma does not return to Ikonso house. Make sure, Sister Victoria.
Thank you, my sister. It is really, really unfortunate that our people has been turned to evildoers with impunity. And it has gotten to the stage that nobody can even tell the other person that this is wrong now. Everybody everywhere is now doing evil. I mean, I look at the whole thing and I begin to look at the scriptural passages about bad leaders. Whenever the bad leaders come, people begin to do evil, greatly doing evil. It looks like nobody knows what is right anymore. It looks like nobody cares anymore. Everybody becomes highly corrupt. And this is in the case of Imo State government currently. There were three major very bad leaders. Imo State, Ebonyi State, and Enugu State. Those three states were evil, but now Hope Uzodinma is now the chief head, corrupting the life of people of Imo State. How come that nobody knows what is right anymore? How come that nobody can call evil anymore? How come that our people has forgotten their ways of life? Can you see the effect on the people? Most of our people now are Babiala, Nyetumego, everybody. Babiala, Nyetumego. Because everybody is now used to when you do evil, you get a brown envelope. So there is no need to work. How are we going to turn our life around, my people? How are we going to change these things, this evil going on? How can we revive our way of life? Are we just going to continue watching so that evil will continue to grow and have children in our land? Are we going to continue watching and nobody can do anything? Can we see what is happening in other places? Many places of the world, they know how to take care of evil, like Uzodimba. They know how to take care of it. Now, some African countries are learning to do the same thing. When is it going to come to us? Let me tell all of you, don't ever think that if we watch this man continue like this, that is not going to be like the current Jagaba, who will win only one election and will rule a whole country of over 2 million. One single election, and he will have a right to rule. Hope was in the first place. What election did he win before he became the governor of Imo State? We should understand that there is no election in that country. Decision ourselves. Because it is not fun that our people are dying every day and there is no accountability of why they are dying and everybody is quiet. If you look at the people that call themselves the governors of the land, the Ezes, if you look at them, you see wickedness in action. They are praying evil prayer for their children, not to recover from the evil of hopeless Ozodimba. They are praying evil prayer so that their people will not rise up, that they will continue to be killed by Hope Uzodimba, who is fulfilling the work of his master, the devil, the Fulani oligarchy. Can you see it? Now, there is one important thing I heard those agents say. He said, all of us in the local government are represented here. Did you hear it? Did you hear it? I said that agent just roped every one of them in. He roped them in. In case you didn't hear that, listen to that again. Say all of them are represented. So all of them has been bought over with penny, half. They have been bought over. And right now, all of them are joined hands together to encourage evil in Imo State and in Biafra as a whole. I therefore want to tell all of you, and those of us that are here, anybody that has a solution to this evil, please bring solution. Because he has corrupted the whole land. It's just like building of idols. He has built idol in the whole Imo State, and people are bowing down to the idol of Hope Uzodimba. Hopeless Uzodimba. They don't care who is trampled underfoot. They don't care who is killed. They don't care whose future is destroyed. So long as they get that envelope to eat for that day, give me this day my only bread. They don't care if they die. And those of them that know that is evil and may not want to do it, those of them just have to join the bandwagon because they don't want to die also, if they should say no. So you see that there's little resistance now to evil in Imo State as well as other Biafran states. Very little resistance to evil. Because I know that in all that 27 local governments in Imo State, I believe not all the agents agree to what they're doing. But right there on that day, because there is a national cake to share, all of them were represented. Because you have to come and take it or you will die. My people, this is not way to go. This is not way to go. All of us must rise up to challenge the evil of our land. We all must rise up. It is not a joke. Whatever you can do. One thing we know is that we don't want hopeless Uzodimba anymore in Imo State. Because he has created a demonic idol that people will worship, which is hopeless Uzodimba and his evil atrocities. And nobody has a right to say no. But we have the right. We can do it. We don't need any more government to make that decision for us. And we cannot close our eyes and watch him come back again into authority to rule our people in this demonic way. We cannot allow that. We are not just saying nothing. There must be a solution. Somebody have an answer to this. Somebody can do something. We are calling you. Do not allow evil to rise up a second time. Do not allow affliction to rise up a second time. If we do that, you know, many of your daughters, he gave them up to Fulani cattle rearers to marry. Many of your daughters are now being married by Fulani cattle rearers so that you can eat cow. We don't want that evil to continue. And many of them, he has already sent them out to different countries to learn how to fight their own fellow people. That is evil. We can't let that to continue. If you know solution, the reason why Mazi Nnamdi is in jail and he's not giving up. If you know the reason he's being tortured and he's still holding on, we all must rise up. We are not going to wait until he comes out. We got to do something on our own side. Hopeless Ozodemba is evil. Evil that is standing up and breathing. And my suggestion this morning, an encouragement to everyone, not just the youth, the women, the men, the children, everybody who can. We need to remove this evil. We need to remove this idol. And that is what Hopeless Ozodemba represents. And we are tired of suffering and dying under him. We can do something. Rise up, my people. That is very important. Thank you, my sister.
Thank you very much. When evil men rule, the land perishes, the people perish. Stop it. Stop Ozodemba. Stop him. This is your opportunity, your prime opportunity to stop this evil man. And that's what we're advocating for. Because we can see practically that he's killing. We are not missing words here. Killing people. Killing them every day. Men, women, young, old. You people are dying under his rule. Stop him. We must move to the next question. Why must IPOB continue to rally, protest, and call for the unconditional release of our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Why must we continue to do that? Why must we be persistent and consistently asking the world powers that we know have a hand in holding Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in that DSS dungeon? We know who is holding Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi Madugu came on Radio Biafra and told us that there are 3 countries involved: United Kingdom, Kenya, and the Zoological Republic of Nigeria. Why must we continue persistently to call these entities, these evil men and women who stand against Biafra? Why must we continue the call? Why must we continue the rally? Why must we continue the protest?
Yes, Dr. Beratuku, thank you so much. Yes, this should be one of our mission, the IPOB, It is very important, A rally or protest, you can say, is a means of letting the world hear our voice, know what we are going through as a race. We are the type of people, who will not stop till we get what we want. We will not stop. And rally is one of the ways to show people our anger. Our mission is not completed. We must continue to protest, to evangelize, to tell the people to say, to spread the gospel of truth to the people, to the world to understand. No matter these people you call their name right now, Nigeria, UK, US, all of them knows what we are going through. All of us hears us when we go out for protest. They close their ear and their eyes as if they are not hearing us. They never carried what we are doing to their media. They haven't pronounced it once. They are seeing us. They pretend as if they are not. But we continue. This is our work. We must continue protesting. Protesting is very important, not only because of us that are looking for Biafra. Protesting all over the world is very important for everyone, especially the indigenous people of Biafra. Because we are asking for Biafra restoration, asking for referendum for our people to vote where they belong. Protesting, evangelizing is a great means, as I said before, to make our voice heard. We are not the only group of people in any movement that protests. We are not. Throughout history, let me say, if we can look at it, when we know that protests have been the driving force behind some of the most powerful social movements is protesting. Because if you don't protest, people will not know what is happening, what you are going through. You know, through protesting we have done in the past, the awareness is there. People come to understand us. People who don't know the meaning of Biafra, some people didn't know that Biafra existed, and we explain to them. And this is creating awareness for people to know that something like this is happening, to know the type of injustice we are facing. Because when we keep quiet, it seems everything is okay. Our case is not different. We must continue protesting. It is important. If you don't protest, it seems like what we are doing is dead. Whenever you don't protest, it seems what you are doing is dead. Nobody hears from you again. We must continue protesting. We must continue evangelizing so that who doesn't know may know whom we are. Who doesn't know IPOB may know that IPOB is fighting for a just cause. We are fighting for the restoration of Biafra, for referendum. We are protesting, evangelizing for the release of our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. This is very important that we continue doing what we are doing. Protesting is one of them. Why it does? One of our brothers says, iyke ike. Really, my people, you know, those who can protest, go out to protest. Those who are doing paperwork, go out and do paperwork. Those who are doing, you know, this is what makes the movement forward. Wherever we are, we must. If we are not doing it, it's very important. Protesting, evangelizing, the injustice we are facing. The injustice is good, but the world will not understand us. If we keep quiet, we need a change. Of course, what we do is peaceful protest, and we must continue doing it. For this reason, after all, anyway, we are humans. We have the right to protest. We have the right to ask for change. What is not working for us? In our voice heard, you know. For this being said, I encourage IPOB worldwide, especially the coordinators, to continue organizing protests. I know it's not easy, but if we need Biafra, believe me, we need to sacrifice. It's not easy for nobody, but we need to sacrifice. I ask the coordinators, please, wherever we are, organize protests in daily basis. We have to go there. As I said, it's not easy, but people, my people, this is the work we have to do. You know, freedom is not easy. Freedom, people work for it. Freedom, people sacrifice for it. Our own is not different. So we must continue this protest. We must make our voice to hear. Till our leader is released and Biafra is restored. This is it, you know. It's not easy, my people, but we must do it. If we need if we need freedom. Those who fought for their own freedom, they suffered. Many died. Our own is not different. But anyway, my brothers and sisters, I encourage you, especially those who organize what we do, to keep on organizing protests, because we have to get out there and make the world understand that we are still looking for referendum and still waiting for them to release our leader, Mazi Nnamdi. Thank you, Dr. Bereju.
Okay, well, thank you very much. You have said a lot, and that is the truth. Because while we were discussing this privately, Sister Cecilia said to us, we are talking, and it is like this. Can you imagine if we stop talking? Radio Biafra is on every day, and it's like this. And our people are still following Uzodinjo because he's giving them money. If we stop talking about the things that affect us and the way it is affecting us in Biafra land, can you imagine what our land will deteriorate to? So to stop the deterioration, to stop the evil, to make people aware of our suffering, to make sure that we keep even in our own minds, the forefront of our own minds, that we must restore Biafra. We have to take certain actions. And one of those actions is to rally, to protest, to go out there and evangelize. And the evangelization is critical. That we will continue to make disciples until the Biafra is fully restored. That every Biafran who is willing to join in this struggle, we will allow them to come in. That we will continue to talk to our people and change their minds. That's how Mazi Nnamdi started, and that's how we're going to continue. He started by preaching the gospel of